guys. We are on. We are live. It's about 30 people in here already. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Janet. Hey, Melissa, Melinda, Mary, Cheryl, Rosalind, Jean Noseworthy, Denise Fission. Look like she's the first one in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, you guys. I know we got a lot to talk about this week, especially on Bold. That's why I purposely did not. Who was that? Hey, Bree.
Hey, Bree. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Hey, yes.
Yes. So, as I was saying, I know we got a lot to talk about, which is why I did not do a midweek live because I knew it was going to be crazy, and I kind of wanted to see the whole week. Usually we'll hit a peak like on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and the rest of the week could be like, eh. Well, we had a crazy whole week on Bold, so I said, you know what? I'll just hold the dialogue and the content till Friday night.
And we are here.
And we are here. All right, let me do a formal introduction, and we'll get it going. All right. So welcome you guys to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap both The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of February 26th through March 1st. We are 3 months into this year. Look like we were just saying Happy Halloween. It's Thanksgiving, cutting turkey, New Year's, and Christmas. I mean, it's like a distant memory almost.
My birthday is literally 19 days away. I cannot believe how fast this year went by.
I know. Mine is next month. It's like, dang it.
Oh my gosh. It goes so fast.
I know, right? So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm setting meetings and things like that just for work, and people are already going, oh, yeah, well, no, the kids will have spring break. I'm like, oh, spring break? What?
Yeah, it's almost prom season, too. Oh. And then graduation.
Wow. My goodness. Well, I guess we're going to get this year up and over with.
Exactly. And what did you guys think of... Oh, there's Keish.
Hello. Hey, Keish. Hey.
All right. So what did you guys, quickly, before we, start going into this week for The Young and the Restless, if you had to give a grade, A through F, for February sweeps 2024 for The Young and the Restless, what would you give it?
C. I'll give it a C. It's average.
Okay. Keish?
A D.
I'm right there with you. I'm somewhere teetering between an F plus and a D minus. F plus because they showed up, huh? And the only reason why I say that is because sweeps months is supposed to be when the show gets its biggest rating. So you're supposed to have a slam dunk, something huge, get everybody watching, like bam, and it just, to me, I thought they was going to get Jordan this month. Well, last month, because it's March. Nope, Jordan is still strolling the streets. So, and nothing else really. That whole Ashley storyline, which we have to talk about, I'm not feeling it. The Phyllis and Cricket thing, Billy and Devon, it just wasn't there for me for a sweeps type of dialogue. What y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, nothing really happened. There was nothing wrapped up. There were no like big cliffhangers. I don't know. It just felt like another regular month or week.
Status quo.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a sweeps month. It just felt like a regular daily soap opera, everyday stuff. So, what do you think, Bree? Same thing, or?
I'm really trying to think. The only thing that's happened for Y&R so far, Claire came home. Nikki is still crazy. She's been that way for 20-something years. It's really nothing much had happened. But it was more entertaining than Bold.
You think? Oh Lord, are you serious?
as far as like if we're talking February sweeps, as far as like what's been like getting me more engaged, I feel like Y&R has pulled me in more. Whereas like B&B, I'll have like a day where I just binge watch because I don't look forward to the episodes like I used to anymore. For, at least for the beginning of this year, which sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
That's it.
What'd you say, Keish?
I was saying I'm the opposite, where I look more forward to watching both the Y&R. To be quite honest, I kind of fast forward through a lot of the Y&R scenes. Like I fast forwarded through the scenes with Claire and Victoria.
Me too.
I don't know.
I gotta say, literally Thursday's episode, I fell asleep 3 times doing it, and I watch it a day ahead. You know, I did. I was like, okay, I gotta rewatch it. You know, because I gotta make sure I do the recaps. But it was just not. I was bored. Thursday's or yesterday's episode, I was bored. Just my opinion, you know. So
Fast forwarded through the scenes with Christine and Nina. Like I just.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's just not. It just wasn't what I was hoping for. I mean, November we had the whole thing with Jordan and the needles and who can forget the needle in the neck, you know. But fast forward to February, I was not impressed at all. So.
Yeah. The only thing that shifted was Jordan's wig. That's the only shift that we've had in that storyline. And the fact that she's still just out and about and people can't do facial recognition or anything. Right. her picture's not up on a wanted post or something. I don't know. Yeah. But she's free to be whoever she wants to be.
And spoiler alert, she's gonna change her identity next week too. Again.
Well, someone has to be the new Sheila.
Send Jordan to Bold.
Who does she need to get?
Well, I don't know. I know we got a bunch of...
She can start with Ridge. He annoyed me, but I know we'll get to that. But he got on my nerves a little bit this week.
Oh, my goodness. He got on your nerves.
He of all people should be able to identify the most with Finn, just given. But oh well, I know we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We definitely get to it. But you know what? If they can't keep her over at Y&R, send her over to Bold.
I agree, because we need a new villain now.
Yeah, maybe that could have been Sheila's cousin, or she was in Oregon, so she on the West Coast, so.
She could have been a younger, older sister. That they look very much alike. I mean, the wigs. I mean, she literally could put on Sheila's wig and just terrorize Lauren for a little bit.
So Colleen Zink is 71, I think, and Sheila is 62. So, well, Kimberly is 62. So she could be her older sister, a long lost sister that Sheila didn't know of. Something. I don't know.
Something. It could work.
It could work. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the Young and the Restless. We'll get to Bo. Get the Young out the way. Okay, so I'm going to do a summary of Young and the Restless, and then we'll break it all down. So, for the week of the 26th through March 1st, after Ashley confuses everyone with her about face, Audra's insecurity has her stalking Ashley for a confrontation. Chance confronts Billy about being weaponized. Audra issues Ashley a warning, and Jack has an ultimatum for Tucker. Victoria and Claire share a touching moment as Ashley breaks down after throwing herself at Tucker, kissing him. Jordan is startled that Claire left the hospital. Chelsea fights with Adam over Billy. Mariah is stunned by Kyle's admission. And Nikki discovers Seth has been meeting with Jordan and decides to use it to her advantage. And Phyllis convinces Danny to let her taste his sauce. Yeah, right. Let's go ahead and get... Oh, God. I guess let's get Chelsea out the way.
Gladly. Let's go ahead and get her out the way. Why did she need to have Billy with her to
Thank you.
accompany her?
Thank you.
And she knew that there would be confrontation between them both. But she's so concerned about her son's mental well-being. Why would you invite the man that you know Adam has a confrontation with or has issues with? Not to say that she couldn't have her partner or her mate, but if the focus is to try to see what's going on with the little boy, it should have been the two parents, me personally.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's like that it should have been mom and dad. But then she gets mad at Adam and tell them that if y'all can't get it together, both of y'all can't go. It's like, psh, what do you
You
mean
don't.
both of you?
Mm-mm.
What you say, Trish? Mm-mm.
No, Chelsea. That's his dad. You can do whatever you want. Billy can wait at the hotel. He does not need to be on site. Yeah, you can support, but during that appointment, I mean, him and Chelsea are not married.
That's
He is
what
not
I
Chelsea's
said,
husband.
Trish.
He
I
is
said the
not
same thing.
new. And to
Mm-hmm.
actually clap back at Adam about his own child, no.
And I'm like, Billy, where are your kids? We haven't seen Billy's kids in how long?
Shoot, since 2023.
He barely mentions them as it is. And I was very irritated how Chelsea just didn't want to take Adam's suggestion. I don't think Adam said anything wrong. He's like, hey, let's get some opinions. Hey, I'm a little wary about this. We shouldn't just be taking this one woman's word. Like, we have the money, the resources. Let's really look into it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Adam, stop. I cannot take it. I was so annoyed with her.
Because it's always about her, no matter what it's about. She always makes it about her.
Yeah, and then the thing is, she blindsided Adam. Her and Billy talked about this a couple of days before this episode.
Mm-hmm.
He's already there saying, okay, I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to go with you. Remember, because they had that conversation the day that they slept together when she needed to feel better. And so she already knew that a possibility of Billy going. You don't tell Adam. Adam comes up in there like, is he about to see you off? And no, he's going. Are you
No.
What you think, Keish?
I'm the same thing I've been saying this whole time since the storyline started is why do they keep giving Billy a POV and what's going on with Connor? Like Trish, or I can't remember if it was Trish or Brie that said it. Like, you can go as support for Chelsea, hang out in the hotel while they go to the school, but that's about all he needs to be.
Yeah.
Support for Chelsea, and that's it. He shouldn't have his opinion in Adam's presence anyway. If him and Chelsea want to talk about it, sure. But when Adam and Chelsea are talking about their child, like, he needs to take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Chelsea needs to put him in his place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and what did y'all think about her getting mad at Adam when Adam said, let's get a second or third opinion? And she's like, that's jumping to conclusions. No, that's getting a second or third opinion.
That's being a parent. He wants to be a parent to his child, and you have a problem with that. We're back to having a problem with Adam again. He can't even use his money and resources to fly in specialists to try to get the research done for their own child.
Anybody with common sense would have said, bring in every expert you got. This is our kid. You have the resources, and you're going to spend them on this right now.
Mm-hmm. Here's my thing. Why is this child out of state? If he's going through a mental issue, why is the baby not here close to home?
Well, remember when Melissa Claire Egan last summer went for maternity leave, part of her leaving was also Judah Mackey leaving. And that's why they made that whole storyline where he found a school that helped kids that's going through anxiety, and the school was in Minnesota. That's how he ended up out there.
Regardless, that boy should have been with his mother. As much as his mother is splitting hairs and trying to break up the two men, why is your baby not with you? I don't care what school it is. You're the father of your child is an extremely wealthy man. He could have built the school. Okay. If you're concerned, why is Connor not with Chelsea at the least, or with either of the parents? Why are both parents away from their child who's under 18?
Girl, don't they send everybody to boarding school on this show? They sent all their kids are shipped off.
Yeah. Even Esther's kid was shipped off.
Yep.
That's why they got the problems now.
You should have been stuck in a bedroom sharing it with 3 other sisters like me.
Listen, I remember that too.
Heck yeah, man. Instead of bunk beds and a queen.
I know.
One closet for all of you.
Oh my good, and I'm the middle. I'm the middle of the 3 sisters. So.
Oh my goodness.
Jenna said, I forgot. She said she's angry because at Christmas Connor was doing great, and all of a sudden he got OCD. Well, I'm trying to remember. Was he fine at Christmas?
I do not even remember.
I can't remember. Gosh,
was he there at Christmas?
I don't think so.
He hadn't been on camera for a while.
I thought he had left. I don't think he's been back since, because she was on maternity leave last year. So I don't know.
Last I remember with Connor, he was before he and Melissa left. He was playing with Lucy, wasn't he? He had a crush on Lucy. He was trying to get to know his brother, and then
I thought it was Johnny that had a crush on Lucy.
Oh, that's right, or something like that. Something like that. Either which way, we haven't seen this boy, but yet she has all this concern, but don't want to bring her boy back in town. When she came in town, he should have came in town with her.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, all I know is that Billy should have stayed at home.
And Devon was right. He was like, "You have to leave." Like, what? The look that he gave Billy is like, none of this stuff has to do with you. You sure you want to take time to leave?
Just like, was that Trish that just said that Billy and Chelsea, and I even said that in my recap, they're not even married. Mm-mm. Y'all just seeing each other. I don't know.
Which is nice.
I didn't hear you say it.
I say it's nice for people who care.
Right, but she know Billy and Adam have history. Why would you want those 2 men on the same trip? That's going to be a long road trip with those 2 together. Well, I think they driving in separate cars, though. Go ahead, Bree.
And I'm like, why are y'all driving? You guys are rich. You guys could have took a jet or something. But Chelsea did the same thing that Sharon used to do when she, it's like she feels like the need to be the center of attention. Sharon used to do the same thing between Nick and Adam. Chelsea's doing the same thing between Adam and Billy now. She has to look like the innocent one at all times, and has to be the one to break the 2 guys up, and it's always the other guys. No.
Mm-hmm. Hey, J Money, go ahead.
Hey, J Money, but I'm kind of over this storyline, and and forgive me, guys, the audience. I don't know who has OCD. I wasn't thinking it'd be that extreme to where.
What'd you say?
Okay.
It depends. I have a friend who has OCD, and it's a very can be all consuming, and really paralyzing. So it really depends. And then sometimes it's maybe having things in a certain order. Mm-hmm. So it really depends on the individual case itself. But yeah, to hear my friend talk about it, it's been debilitating. It's really scary to even think about it. I couldn't imagine.
Oh wow!
I've worked with someone that had it to a point where it affected his job performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she hasn't actually worked in a long time.
Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it can go pretty deep. And I mean, that's, we all have, there's, things that everybody's DNA or their makeup, there's just things that sometimes stuff doesn't fire The
proper,
synapses don't
right.
fire the way, yeah. So and I'm not smart, so I don't know all of the lingo. I just know that what I've been told from dear friends that have experienced certain things in this life, that it's really eye opening when you have someone that you care about who, is, you wouldn't know unless they confided in you. And then there was one friend that just stopped communicating with everyone, and we reach out, and once in a while you hear from them, but they have really pulled into that introvertedness.
Yeah.
Life changing.
Yeah,
That
and
really is.
yeah, that's
And see, that's why these storylines are so important. Even though I always want the fashion and the beauty and the makeup and the hair and the do the great romantic shoots that are on great island, beautiful remote places. But these things get people talking about things that we wouldn't maybe ordinarily discuss.
right. Right. That makes sense. Speaking of issues, as we move to the next storyline, what is going on with Ashley?
Speaking
Well,
of
yeah, I mean,
issues.
so the voices in her head. So it's like, okay, that could come with like a split personality. That could come with paranoid schizophrenia. That could come with so many different things. So I don't know what they're gonna do with her, with whatever diagnosis she winds up getting. But if a voice is talking with you that way and it is different than the voice that is speaking externally, something is definitely wrong. I don't like this storyline.
Well, here's my thing. I thought maybe she was going to try to use this ways to turn the tables on Tucker, but I actually think, like you say, it's some polarities are going on with her.
Mm-hmm.
One extreme, she's running behind Tucker, kissing him, showing up in his room, asking him on dinner dates and things like that. And then when she get home, she's hearing the voices saying, "What are you doing? This is not right." And she's screaming and things like that. So maybe it's not her with this master plan. Maybe she actually has something deeper going on.
Yeah, and who did she actually talk to in Paris? Was the other person in her head that's talking to her now? Is that who she talked to in Paris? Was
No.
it herself? I mean,
Question.
Wait a minute. Who was that? Brie or Keish?
That was me. I was just saying that's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish they had a kept Ashley and Tucker together because I think they got a lot of chemistry.
me too.
But for them to break them up, go through that whole thing, and then she had to figure out whether she was being gaslit or not, to now she wants to get back with him, but then another part of her is telling her to run. It's just like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
You know, what would have been more interesting is if they kept them together, and instead of it being that incident in the cafe where she thought Tucker was violent with her, it was something else that had nothing to do with, possible abuse from Tucker. Just something else that triggered whatever it is that she's going through.
Yeah.
And watching Tucker try to navigate this with her and help her.
Yep.
I feel like it would have been a much better way to play this storyline out than what they're doing right now.
Right.
I actually agree with that too.
You had anything, Bree?
I just wish I knew what the end game was, to be
Right.
honest. So she is trying, so she forgave Tucker, and she's trying to make peace with everyone so everyone can forgive them, and then she's trying to throw herself at him, and then she'll have scenes where she'll say like, okay, this is going to work, I think we can do it this time. What is her goal? She already sold Glissade. You guys are divorced, or your marriage was annulled. He's moved on with a woman for several months now. So it's like, what is she? What's the goal? I'm confused by the writing of this.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say this right quick. Kim Arsenal, thank you so much. She says she just subscribed to the channel. Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome.
I hope you enjoy the content. Okay, go ahead. Who was that? Keish? Or Bree? Who was still? That was.
Oh, that was me.
Go ahead, Bree. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just confused by this freaking writing. Like, what is the end goal? And if she turns out to be crazy, we know that's the direction it's gonna go in. Okay, she's crazy. Now what? Is she going to be burning down Jabot? Is she going to come after Tucker? Is she going to be a full on? Is she going to be the new villain of the show? Like I wish there was more context versus her having these mental outbursts and then face it, talking and talking with Audra and Tucker the next man. I don't get that. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's
like,
so
what's the end
weird.
game?
Yeah, exactly. Is the end game that something's really wrong with her? Is the end game that she's playing Tucker for a flip or something? But I doubt it because she's hearing voices. So I don't know what the writing on that sucks too. That's why I'm like Young and the Restless for this month. I gave them, like I said, F plus D minus. So
It's been a little exhausting.
yep, I agree.
They got 4 more years to try to make it up.
Exactly. They better be good.
I know, right? Better be good. And then she's also trying to get Devon to forgive his father too. Now, if anything out of this whole deal, I would like to see where that goes, to see if Devon will actually do it. Do you think he should now that this truth has come out?
He should. Will he do it? As long as Abby gives him permission.
Oh.
Oh.
Because he has to check with the Abbott women before he can make a decision about his own father.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I agree. I totally agree. So I don't know.
This should make Tucker and his grandson's relationship a little bit more better than what it is. Mm-hmm. I would hope, if anything, if Devon doesn't want to forgive his dad, fine. It's stupid, but fine. But at least let the grandbaby spend time with his grandfather. That's all.
I agree. I think that's probably the best thing to come out of that whole deal. Because, Ashley got to figure out what's going on in her head. Now, there's another part of this equation, which is Audra. Do you think Audra's being insecure?
She sure is.
Keith said, yep.
She's trying to protect her wallet. She's trying to, Tucker is that wallet for her. She's trying to keep it. Where else can she go? She doesn't work for Newman. She definitely doesn't have an in at Jabot. People at Chance Winners don't like her.
No.
She gonna hang on to Tucker as best as she can right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last coattail she's got.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, oh, Audra, I ain't never seen you in this type of position. But that's because now she have feelings for Tucker.
Well, and they use the L word.
Yeah. What would you say that for, Keish?
Oh no, I didn't mean it like in any way.
Oh, okay.
She just seeing Audra like that this week was actually refreshing for her character.
Really?
Because we're so used to seeing her
confident,
walk around with a little arrogant smirk on her face, and just I don't know. She's always just so confident about what her next move is and the things that she's doing. And this week we saw a completely different side of her, where she is, like you said, completely she's insecure because she knows deep down how much Tucker actually loves Ashley. So if anyone can pull Tucker away from Audra, is going to be Ashley. And Tucker might be presenting this front right now about not wanting to be with her because of the drama of the cafe incident, but I really think that Tucker would dump Audra in a heartbeat to get back with Ashley once he sits down and really thinks about it and really knows that Ashley truly wants to be with him. I don't think he would hesitate to dump Audra for her.
I agree, because that's why she, like you said, that's exactly why she's acting the way she's acting. That man landed a whole helicopter in the back of Jack's yard to get in front of Ashley. What'd you say, Bree?
I forgot about that. Oh,
yeah, he landed a whole helicopter in the back on Jack's property to get to Ashley. And I mean, he went through some hoops to get to Ashley. Even in some cases, Ashley knew she wasn't feeling him at the time, but she made him jump through hoops, and he did it.
Willingly, happily,
And
as long as she would just say yes. And the thing is, Audra can't compete with Ashley. Not to say that Ashley is better, but he's put more investment into Ashley, whereas Audra is just a hotel bill.
And then the other thing is, when they both came to town, Audra automatically knew what the plan was when it came to Ashley for Tucker. She was helping him get to Ashley. So
But still sleeping with him while she was doing that.
exactly.
I mean, that dude was double dipping.
Trish.
I mean, am I lying?
No.
He was double dipping, bending over backwards. It's the most unique game of Twister I've ever seen on a daytime show.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, so my thing is, that's why she's so freaked out, because now that, Ashley looked like she didn't changed her tune. She kissed him in front of her. She's asking him out and stuff. You showing up at old girl's house, jumping in her face. I have never seen Audra do that, because like Keisha said, she's always so confident and strong-minded and, I got this mentality. Maybe you don't got this.
But
Go ahead. No, you go.
I was going to say, Audra reacted like a lot of majority women. If there's a woman coming after your man, a lot of women would be, at least on this show, they love to blame the other woman. The man is usually, harmed, not harmed at all, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that she reacted just like a lot of women would. If there's a woman coming after your man and being blatant and disrespectful, yeah, I'm going to go into your face. Yes, you're going to hear my mouth. Yes, I'm going to cuss you out.
Yeah, I mean, well, the only thing I could think of is that, like I think T said earlier, that, Audra's options are kind of dried up. Nobody really likes her anywhere else. So
except for Nate, he's trying.
Yeah, but he's even kind of thrown his hands up.
So I don't know. We'll see, because next week, look like Tucker finds out why she's acting the way she acting and see another side of Ashley, whatever that means, according to the
maybe we'll find out the why too.
Yeah, hopefully we get some answers too.
We're all wondering why.
All right, so now we got to talk about Billy and Chance, because Chance gave his presentation. Now, here's the interesting thing. Nate gave that same presentation a year ago about those festivals. Devon turned it down, and Chance gave it a year later. Devon liked it, but Billy didn't.
That storyline is like, they went and looked on their computers to a year ago, pulled the script out, and changed the names of who was going to say what.
Yeah.
And threw it in this last week's show.
I'm glad though that they acknowledged in dialogue that Nate pitched the same type of idea when he was working there before. Because I was thinking the same thing when Chance was telling Nate what his idea was, and I'm like, isn't that the same thing that Nate was trying to do?
Yep.
And then said it. He was like, that was similar to an idea I pitched to Devon when I was working at Chance before, and he didn't go for it or whatever it was he said. So I'm glad that they at least acknowledged that, and they didn't try to make it seem like this was some brand new fresh idea that Chance came up with that we hadn't already heard from Nate.
Right.
Do you feel that was just more so for Jill's benefit, being that Chance is her grandson and Devon is just trying to not rock the boat too much? He wants to try to show that he can accept certain ideas, but mostly just to keep some sort of peace and not, insult or be disrespectful to Jill's grandson. I don't think he gives a damn about Billy at all, but at least Chance, he want to be disrespectful to Chance.
I guess, I don't know. I didn't view it that way. I looked at it as them trying to show that Devon has had some growth, I guess, since the last time Nate worked there. Because if they have him, I don't know. It's like if they have him have that same type of attitude all over again with Nate and Chance, then why are we doing this again? Because we know how it's going to end. So
it makes Devon character 1-0 if they keep doing that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I was glad that he, wasn't the same type of CEO or whatever his position is, president, owner, that he was when Nate was there before, and that he's, I guess, trying to loosen up. Although I guess Billy took it as Devon liked it because he was trying to get under my skin or whatever it was that he said.
Yeah, that's
it. Couldn't be because the idea was good. It couldn't be because Chance had a good idea. It was because it was about him somehow.
Or maybe he still feels guilty for sleeping with Abby while they were still married. Because I thought about that too. Because I was like, so Abby and Chance and Amanda all work underneath Devon now.
I don't think Devon gives a good about that.
I can't wait. I'm like Mary. Wait till Lily come back to this mess. I'm wondering.
She might not want to come back.
Exactly.
Exactly. I was thinking that.
I mean, I from what I understand, she's supposed to be back the week of the 11th. So that would be nice to have her back, because I'm interested to see where they're gonna take her, especially with this whole Heather situation. And
I forgot about that.
That's because we haven't seen that storyline in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I
mean, they can only do so much because he can't do anything until Lily gets back.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I didn't understand why Billy wanted, when he was taking off with Chelsea, that Billy wanted Devon to run stuff through Chance since he wasn't there. And it's like, Chance is not covering for you or whatever. I didn't get that part either, which is why Devon was like, if you going to be on the road with your computer, why do I got to run through stuff through Chance?
Yeah, that didn't make sense. Because isn't Chance, what is he, in the media department or something like that?
Girl, I don't know what Chance do.
I was about to ask. I don't know what this man does. I thought he was head of security.
Girl, I don't know what's Chance's title.
I can't remember. He works in. He's not like I don't think he's like a C-suite employee. He's in like the media department, social media. I forget what it is he does.
How did he go from?
What'd you say?
How did he go from working for the FBI, being a cop, to working in media?
Girl, the same way Nate was a doctor, a surgeon, and
honestly, I like Nate better as a doctor. I really do.
You realize we lost both a doctor and a cop in this whole city. They both are working at the same company now. So there's no one there to protect and serve. And if something happens, there's no doctor.
Rachel got a name for him. She says that he's the CCO, Chief Cutie Officer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Rachel.
He definitely owns that, without question.
Did she say Chief Cutie Officer?
Yes. I like the way they're doing his hair now. They got it all coiffed and flipped from the front, and it's not.
He looks so good.
Listen, you see what's coming next week, right?
It better live up to the expectation.
I need it to be better than Thope. We don't need the disco lights and the 1980s music and all that stuff.
I just don't want it to be like a teaser love scene where they show them starting and then when they cut back to them again, they're done.
Oh,
I need it to be a full love scene.
Exactly. Don't be playing. They should know that the fans have been waiting for Summer and Chance. I mean, we need somebody picked up. We need somebody thrown up against a door. Push Chance down on the bed and climb on top of him. Something.
We need to see Summer running behind couches. We, we need to see her go through her all black everything edit, where leather and lace. Like it cannot be no slow motion.
Listen,
If they did a slow motion like they did Adam and Sally, I would be extremely upset.
listen, girl, we need Summers. By the time she get through with Chance, her hair is straight, and she had an awakening. So.
Ooh. And then Kyle walks in.
Oh Lord. Kyle be like, dang, it's like that, huh? It sure is.
Circle.
She can let Kyle know that she's been awakened.
I know, right? Shoot. So I hopefully
Chance is protecting and serving her.
ooh, jeez.
He's protecting and serving her.
Hey, listen, maybe he still got his handcuffs or something. You know what I'm saying?
See, there we go. See,
Those can be lined.
Listen, put on his old police uniform and say, "I'm here for you." You know, maybe do a little.
Or
Yeah.
Summer his old police uniform, or just the top anyway. And
He just needs the Billy Club. That's the only thing.
Hey, Trish,
Yeah.
are you drinking over there?
Dr. Pepper. I am so high on sugar right now. It's not even funny. I am never going to go to sleep tonight.
Listen, every time you come on here on Friday night, you talk about you high on sugar.
I am, because it's my addiction, y'all. It's really sad, but I'm not ready to give it up yet. So
Jenna said we some bad women over here. Listen, Jenna, we grown.
Jenna, we are so bad that we are talking with each other online about soap operas. That's how bad we are.
Listen, and
I love all of y'all so much.
It's Friday. Oh, go
she
ahead.
thinks we're bad because the Chance is her man.
Oh, no. Oh,
Jenna,
no.
we are sorry for talking about your fine, gorgeous man. I'm so sorry. Chance.
Jenna, he's in my living room too, honey.
But Trish, you know him showing up with a Billy Club has multiple meanings, right?
Oh, well, I had never. Y'all, I'm sorry if you have to get me out of the gutter sometimes. It's deep in here.
I'm right there with you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for joining me.
Oh my God. Jenna said hands off. Okay, let's get back on track. I think but we're not going to get that episode till I think Wednesday or Thursday. So I was hoping it would be on Monday, but it's definitely not on Monday.
High on Luna meds.
Oh, shut up.
I'd be asleep, right?
Sammy said you high on Luna mints, Trish?
Yeah.
I thought those were Poppy's mints. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Back to the story at hand. We was talking about Chance, and I gotta tell you, Chance gave it back to Billy real good. Billy thought that he could lord it over him, and Chance gave him a piece of his mind. I was like, you go ahead on, Chance. Don't play with me. That's what he said. You might be my mentor, but don't play with me.
He's like one of the very few characters you can push over. And it's kind of refreshing to see the back and forth with him and the other characters, because you're not going to push him any sort of kind of way unless it's Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he pushed everybody over.
I know, right?
Bulldozer.
Exactly. All right. We gotta talk about Cricket and Phyllis and Danny.
We do?
Yeah, we do. You know, remember Phyllis wants to taste his sauce. Where she want to taste that sauce is a good question. Dang, y'all got quiet.
It's pathetic. I'm like, Phyllis.
Y'all, I mean, It's like she's literally delusional.
It looks desperate.
Mm-hmm. Very desperate.
Pathetic.
Like we're gonna leave right when we're getting back together. I'm like, say what? The look on his face was like, who? What? Me? You?
He's like, you are just the mother of my child, and our child is grown. I want nothing to do with you. It's never been like that.
You lost your mind.
But we're in love, Danny. What?
I can't.
Listen,
when she's winning, I love watching Phyllis when she's losing.
I just
Michelle
think
Stafford's so fun.
I just think it's horrible what they're doing with Michelle Stafford. I just that girl is gorgeous, and for her to be just throwing herself at Danny, and he's just like nah, and you think it's bad today? Oh, it's bad Monday.
Really?
Oh God, yeah, she gets stood up. And he's over there kissing Cricket. She didn't rent out. She rented out the whole society restaurant for him. And she gets stood up.
Wow. Well, her own fault.
Yeah, I mean,
she did. She knew he didn't want to have that dinner.
It sucks.
But it's not completely in her head because he is giving off there's energy and kissing and
it's fire.
And the fact that he is able to feel like he can just brush off any sort of woman, I'm like, how many options do you think you have, sir?
Well, and like Lauren said, are you sure you don't have feelings for Phyllis? Because it kind of sounds to me like you do. I love Lauren because she's just so blunt.
But you know what, Trish? I think what it is, he have feelings, but he have more feelings for Cricket.
I agree, and that is so boring.
I know Cricket is that's and I think that's what attracts him to both. She's the stable, peaceful, calm side of the world. Phyllis bring that fire.
Yeah.
And the thing, go ahead, Bree.
I remember something Cricket was saying, like, it would be so much better if Phyllis was in prison when the judge had the opportunity to put her in prison, and then he and I would be together.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm like, you were still married at the time.
Exactly.
Thank you.
You're still technically married.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just stupid to me. I'm sorry.
I just hate this whole thing. Go ahead, Keish.
Even just the fact that she said that, like, this isn't all Phyllis. Like, Danny could easily like put a complete stop to what Phyllis is doing if he just stops with the wishy-washiness with her.
Yep.
Like, I know that
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just gonna say, I know that he's told her no, but then it's like he wavers a little bit, and then Phyllis kisses him, and he kisses her back. So it's like it's not just Phyllis; it's also Danny.
And he was into that kiss. There was no little bit of lip action. He was moving into it.
It was pelvis to pelvis.
Bingo.
You know what? If he was what's the term I would like to use? If he was the player type guy, Cricket would be the main chick and Phyllis would be the side chick.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he'd always have more fun with the side.
Yeah, and then he'd go back home with Cricket and then have his comfortable life, and then Phyllis, he would just hook up for the night because she bring the spice.
Nico said Danny only has feelings for Cricket because he's stuck on the little girl Cricket. Yes, I agree. They infantilize Cricket. Even to this day, she is in her 50s, and they still have us infantilizing the character like she's still the what's the word? The heroine, the young ingenue. You can't be that anymore.
Did you see Jenna? Jenna said if he was the rock star that he was supposed to be, what is he doing chasing Cricket?
Right.
Jenna is a mess. But
Women
tell
are
him what.
women
Dang.
are everywhere. We should be running everything.
Listen, Cheryl says Danny is a waffler like Liam. You,
Yep.
you think Danny is a waffler?
Well, I mean,
I don't even know.
Uh-oh. Go ahead, Keish.
Uh, I don't even know that he's a waffler. He's just weak. He's just being weak right now. It's like he's too his foot down with one or the other and say, "This is who I want. Leave me alone. This is who I'm choosing. No more of this. Whatever it is that's going on with whoever it is that he, you know, does be with. Like he's it's like he's too scared to just make a choice. But you can't waffle because he's not committed to either one of them right now.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I feel in his 20s and maybe his 30s, this would be the best situation for him to go back and forth between those women. Maybe he's grown and maybe his tolerance level is a little bit different. And granted, yes, Phyllis is beautiful and attractive, and yet he can kiss a single woman, and they can have that moment together. But I think I think when he walked out and he was really trying to lay the groundwork before his Phyllis, he was like, look, we are just co-parents, that's it. He's just grown. He's just tired of it. So I was hoping for that, but then you said he stood up on Phyllis, so.
Yeah, I don't know. That whole thing is, I mean, hopefully what happens next week will be a wake-up call for Phyllis, but I don't think it is. I think she gonna keep trying, which at this point, if I didn't spent and bought out a whole restaurant and you don't show up,
Man, have some pride.
yeah.
I mean,
And then, and he's over there smooching with Christine. Yeah, girl, leave that man alone.
And leave him with his married woman that he's chasing after.
And you know what? Since he's leaving in 2 weeks, take Cricket with you. If that's what you want, both of y'all go right off into the sunset.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Because I'm not interested in that storyline. Leave Phyllis here with us. We'll keep
Please.
her.
Yes.
Yeah, we're good with that. We'll see Cricket and Danny for the Christmas episode.
I need that lovable, insane character.
And then find her. I mean, it was so many missed opportunities. I mean, two of them was Stark and Tucker.
Yep.
With Phyllis.
I still would like to see something with Tucker.
Yeah, if they can. But the thing is, they got this whole Audra and goofiness going on. So.
Yeah. I feel Phyllis and Tucker would be freaking awesome. I feel once Ashley, quote unquote, gets her man back, I wouldn't mind them throwing Phyllis into the mix because Phyllis wouldn't have no qualms going against Ashley. Especially for a man. This is Phyllis's strong suit right here.
I mean, do we have to even put her in a triangle? Let her just find somebody that's 100% her. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I still go back to when Phyllis and Nick were together and they made each other laugh and they did a hot shower scene and they played video games together and they just made each other. She brought him, gave him life. I just loved them together. If that spark could be there, I would still go back to Phyllis and Nick. I know a lot of people would hate me for that, but I love Phyllis and Nick together. But if not Phyllis and Nick, let them try something with Tucker and Phyllis.
Yep, I agree. All right. There was another storyline that happened this week too. Kyle and Diane. And then that conversation Kyle has with Mariah talking about how he want to steal his mother's job. Kyle, I think your mom tried to give you that job on many occasions. That part didn't make sense to me.
Well,
Go ahead, Keish.
I was just saying he's starting to resent it, I guess.
I guess. Working under her, you think?
I think so.
Yeah, which
let's face it, Kyle wanted that position. I think he was just trying to be, I guess, nice when they first started talking about Diane taking it, and I just think now he just completely regrets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice don't get you nowhere in business.
Ask Victor.
Right.
He's talking about trying to steal his own mom's job, and he can't help genetics. Because he's just pulling from his mother's genetics. All his mother knows how to do is just steal and lie and deceit and be focused on herself.
Well, in Jack's younger years, he did the same thing. You know, he took Jill from his dad, had an affair with her. He tried to take the company from his dad. He got the company taken away from his dad. Jack did some pretty selfish things like that too. I think Kyle probably got it from both of them.
Double whammy.
Yeah.
I would love to see Kyle be the kind of character that Jack was when he was a little younger. Because Jack
was bad boy Jack.
Yeah, to be a schemer, like just a total bad boy. I would love to see Kyle like that. He kind of started out like that. Kyle was a little dirtbag when they ate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was very sexy when he first came onto the show, and that's when we had Hunter King back on the show. But then he was very smug and suave. He was always showing his body. He was always shirtless. I remember that.
Yeah, they were cool.
He had that bad boy sort of energy. I wish he had that, but now they made him very much more like the Jack is now.
Jenna said Kyle is a simp.
I feel like Kyle's personality changed after he started dating Lola.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point. So.
Oh, that was the girl's name?
Lola, remember? She was working.
Okay, I thought it was Luna. I was like, what?
No, Lola. All right, and then, unless y'all got something else on Kyle and Diane, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, it was.
The last storyline is this whole thing with Seth and Jordan and Nikki and Claire getting out of the hospital. What y'all think? To me, it's just looked like it was moving, and then they just slowed it down. It's dragging it. What do you think?
I was surprised that Seth revealed the conversation with Jordan. I thought they were going to drag that out for a couple of weeks, so I was surprised to hear him tell Nikki about meeting one of her supposedly old friends. I feel like something's going to happen with Seth, though.
Oh, yeah. Seth's not going to be around long.
Yeah.
He'll probably save Nikki, but he won't be around.
Yeah, I think with him helping, Jordan probably going to do something to him. He's going to be collateral damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can kind of smell the blood in the water.
Yeah. Poor little Tink Tink.
Poor little Tink Tink. I'm more... Until I see something more with the Jordan storyline, it's hard for me to get really invested into what's going on with the Newmans, but I am more irritated by the fact that this girl got a whole red carpet treatment.
Talking about Claire?
Yes. She, from November to now, she's got the whole red carpet treatment. I almost guarantee she'll get a nice, comfy position at Newman. She is living on the ranch now. She's come up for somebody who's tried to unalive her whole family.
Right. They didn't get... Did Adam ever got that red carpet treatment from all the Newmans? No.
Nope. Nope.
Not at all.
I mean, Victor's calling her granddaughter and gonna get all this security and all of this, protection for her because she's a Newman. She got Newman blood all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's Victoria's daughter.
The golden child.
Girl.
I was kind of annoyed. So if there was any scenes that I kind of skipped, it was definitely those. Except for the ones with Nikki in it, because that's the only moving part so far with the story is what's going on with Nikki and who she interacts with, and I don't know. I'm just kind of over it.
She seemed to be pretty sober most of this week, I gotta say.
Yeah, she hadn't hit the bottle.
Haven't
Not a
been.
bottle to hit.
Yep, we haven't seen Jack running up behind her this week either.
Right. I
Which,
wonder if they stopped that entirely, because you haven't seen Jack or Lauren.
But we sure did see Larry.
Larry.
Oh, Lord.
Nikki's bodyguard.
Oh yeah.
Larry's very tall.
Yes,
Did
he
you
is.
see Larry's hands? Larry has very big hands.
Oh
I did
Lord.
catch that.
Did you? Seriously? Seriously, I was like, I gotta back that up. Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness! At least we see evidence that they had security. One, they pulled a rent-a-cop security guard.
You could rent me that cop any day of the week.
What do you think about it all, Keish?
I just still find it funny that Nikki is still not in therapy.
Right?
Like, originally when Victor wanted her to stay in the house, I guess it was a little for security, but then also worried about the drinking. But you're still not doing anything to get her any help.
Nope.
Like, the security guard is only guarding her safety. He's not an AA sponsor or a therapist. Like, the chick needs help. Like, she needs therapy.
Yeah. Rehab is where she should have went, especially after, because even Seth said to her, hey, maybe I was thinking about putting myself in rehab, and I'm thinking to myself, you need to take her with you.
Yeah.
Because somebody that had an IV of alcohol put in their bloodstream, you just going to getting a sponsor is not enough. And just the traumatic events around that whole situation, you need to go to rehab. Yep. So, yeah, she walking around there trying to go to work. She got them flowers on her desk. She thought they was from Victor, but they was from Seth.
I'm confused as to why Victor doesn't want this woman to leave the house, but any chance she gets, she has no problem leaving her house.
Girl.
If this is a major threat, why is this woman going? For one, why is she going to Newman Media? She don't even know her own job no more.
Okay, girl.
She had to get Lauren, who deals with fashion, to come over to help with media.
Right. Make that make sense, girl.
No.
You said nope.
You cannot make that make sense.
No, you cannot. It just doesn't.
The math does not math.
The math is not mathing.
And this is further shows how petty she and Victoria is. Because if anything, Nikki could have had Adam in that position.
Right.
He was the most qualified.
Yes, he was. He ran the darn thing. All Victor had to do is say, because Victor was like, let me know whatever I can do to help. Okay, I need you to go over there and run Newman Media for Nikki. Boom. There you go.
Without question. He would immediately would have been nothing. Or if it's that bad to have Adam over there, I'm surprised Jack didn't suggest his own son to come and step in and help Nikki.
I thought that he was gonna do that. I did, Bree. I honestly thought he was gonna do that.
Girl.
Because it'll be a way for Kyle to kind of prove himself in that sort of position, and he'll be helping out his dad's friend. And like, if she needs, I don't understand why Nikki wants to put all these random people in these positions over at Newman, her and her husband. Why?
Yeah, so I
go through a vetting process.
and see, the thing is, it's interesting how Victor said that he is always a step ahead of Jordan and all of this, and they was trying to do that photo op to make it look like to Jordan, hey, she's living over at over at Victoria's house. The problem is that you can't predict the moves of another person. She had already found out that the girl was released from the hospital before they even put the information out. So she was already, making additional moves until Seth confronted her. But I'm like, yeah, Victor, I don't think you're gonna have this one under control. Just gonna blow up in your face.
Because this isn't chess. This is definitely checkers that he's playing.
When he said, I play chess, I was like, not lately.
I was like, not lately.
In whose world?
I know, right? All right, did we cover all the storylines for Young and the Restless? I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Keish, you all right back there, girl? You quiet?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay, all right. So we know what's next, but before we do what's next, we're gonna, first do a little housekeeping. It is 125 of you over here in the chat.
Hey.
Make sure that you hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up over there. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out the other spoilers and recaps and everything else, casting updates that's happened on this channel as well. We had a big one this week. So make sure you do that. Also on other social media platforms, besides YouTube, Instagram, X, Threads, TikTok, and then there's the blog that's on the Medium platform now. So if you are in the Facebook groups, you've probably seen the postings of the blogs as well. All right. And I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna ask you guys the same question that I asked at the beginning of the show about the Young and the Restless. A through F, February sweeps. What do you give for bold?
D-.
Okay. Keish, Bree?
I'll give it a B.
A B? Okay. Bree?
Okay, this is a C minus.
Okay.
Damn near unsatisfactory.
Did you say a C minus?
A C minus.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I would give it a C plus. Right. It's average, but at the same time, it was some weird things happening on here that was just like it didn't make sense. And then other parts, it was exciting. So, I give it a plus. B minus, C plus. So, all right. Let me give you guys the summary for bold, and then hold on, let me make sure.
Linda says Z minus. I never heard that.
What's
that is hilarious.
A Z minus? Oh my gosh.
They shouldn't even showed up to school. That's
right.
I was talking about showing up. Get this. So, there's so many different chat rooms on Facebook about the soaps, and I can't remember the name of it, and even if I did, I would not name it. But there was a thing on there about B&B, and some woman said, I wish CBS would cancel it. And I went, then, why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
And like really, why? I'm sincerely asking you if you hate it and you want it to be canceled, but you're here, you're here, not. It wasn't rude. It wasn't anything. And I get this person tags me in 9 or 10 posts going watch yourself, and that's not how we talk on here. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then the person said, the person that runs this board is gonna cancel you. And I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. So I went to the page where you follow it, and I was in a 6-day timeout. I didn't ever heard of a timeout. What are you talking about? So I just unjoined the group. I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, it gets kind of crazy in some of these groups. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta be careful in there. I mean, I know you're in the group that I'm an admin in, right, Trish? You?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
That's not. Yeah, we
Have I done anything wrong?
Of course not.
Okay. I mean, I hope not. I'll be sarcastic, but it all comes with love and laughs.
Of course, girl, please. No, not over here. I don't know what group you were in, so.
I can't remember the name of it, and I would not want to name it because I don't
Right.
want to start anything because that's not what we do. But it was
No.
just wild. I was like, wow, man, this is crazy. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, I'm gonna keep it moving.
Yeah.
All
Especially
right.
after this week.
Right.
They were
Especially
going
after this,
crazy online.
somebody might send you a picture of a knife.
No. Wow.
All right, so let's do the summary for The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of February 26th through March 1st. Sheila breaks into the beach house to unalive Steffi, and Steffi stabs her with a butcher knife. Steffi goes into shock when the paramedics pronounce Sheila dead. Steffi explains she had no choice in unaliving Sheila, and Finn lashes out when Ridge calls Sheila an animal. Ridge defends Steffi, and shocked Finn tells his wife that Sheila blood is on their hands. March 1st. Finn runs out on Steffi and tells Deacon Sheila's is dead before winding up in Hope's arms. We have one run-on storyline. One this week. What's so funny, Bree?
Just one.
Yeah, I mean, there was no RJ and Luna this week.
Yeah.
No Poppy and Bill. It was all about Sheila. Sheila. Well, we might as well start from Monday. Yeah. So, on Monday, 26th. Okay, so Sheila broke into the house. And then Steffi stabs her with a butcher knife. Why is everybody quiet? Y'all had a lot to say. Y'all had a whole lot to say, including all the voice notes.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. So from Monday's episode, kind of like Keisha, it was really hard for me to believe that she's gone. I don't want to put any blame on Steffi. Let me say that. I'm well aware of the fact that Sheila came into the house. She broke in. Steffi defended herself. I get that. None of it really needed to happen. And I know people had the same feelings when I said this about the shooting in the alley. But Steffi instigates a little too much. That woman, and regardless of where Sheila is at, if you feel that your children are endangered, your children should be with you. You had no problem with this woman taking your child to Sheila's restaurant, her place of business. And as Sheila leaves, she went and painted her 9 toenails. You barge in and you start to poke the bear, and now she's gone. Now you got blood on your hands. All this, once again, it didn't need to happen. And there was so much blame online. People were blaming poor Kelly for what happened to Sheila.
Kelly?
Yes.
Wow, man.
I haven't seen that one. What was they saying about Kelly?
They were saying they need to get her off the show. They were saying, like, this is why you're Bill's daughter. They were saying it was a lot. That's why I said like, Trish, I understand what you're saying. If some fans can take it a little to the extreme. Ooh. They were blaming the lady who brought Kelly and
Lucy.
Boy. Yeah, they were blaming her for causing what happened to Sheila. I think somewhere along they blamed Liam. It was a lot online.
I think a lot of that, though, some people just like to troll and heat up the conversation with ludicrousness, don't you think?
Yeah.
I hope.
But yeah. They didn't need to blame that little girl at
all. No. I don't. Yeah, I don't like that stuff. Yeah, that's whack.
It was ridiculous, but
yeah.
Okay. All right. So Keish, what you got to say about what happened in that house?
I mean, Sheila broke in and defended herself. There isn't much else to it. I get that. I get that Steffi was wrong for what she did earlier in the day, going to Sheila's house, and had Sheila pulled out a weapon on Steffi when they were in Deacon's apartment and got into that fight, then Sheila would have been defending herself.
Oh, so just like the weapon that she pulled out in the alley when she was defending
So
herself.
what what'd you say?
I said just okay. So because wait, so you were just saying that if Sheila had a pulled out a weapon when Steffi came over to the house, Sheila would have been defending herself as well. That would have been okay.
I mean, she would have been justified for sure. Steffi punched her. She
Okay.
was in. She instigated a fight. If Sheila had pulled a weapon on Steffi because she was defending herself, then yeah, she would have been justified for it. Because Steffi went in there and started that fight with her. Steffi is justified for pulling that knife, and she gave Sheila plenty of, or whoever it was, because I still don't believe it was. I still don't believe Don.
I didn't hear you broke up. You still what?
I still don't believe she was gone.
Oh.
However, she had that knife. She told her to get out. She's like, I'll use it. Sheila had plenty of opportunity to run out the door instead of lunging at Steffi, and she chose to lunge at Steffi instead of running out the door. So, I mean, I don't know what. There's really nothing else to say about it.
Okay, what you got, Trish?
Well, so Sheila could have avoided all of it by going in the back room and getting the dude that was working there with her. She wasn't working alone. She never had to walk up to Kelly and say a word. They could have waited a minute to get seated. She never had to remind Kelly who she was. Steffi saw the picture, freaked out, overreacted. Yes, shouldn't have gone over there. No, did go over there. She did not put her hands on Sheila first. Sheila shoved her and Steffi punched her. So there even though she did go there, Sheila put her hands on her to go toward her and shove her, and then Steffi defended herself from getting shoved. And then, of course, the rest happened, which ended in what we are being made to believe was Sheila getting killed. California's like Texas. It stands your ground. Someone comes in your house with ill intentions, and you have every right to do whatever you need to do to defend yourself, including offing them. And the other thing is, out right before we saw the lights go out, when we saw her face in the bushes, she said, Steffi, tonight you die. So she went there with ill intentions. So as far as I'm concerned, adios, man. Great job by Kimberlyn Brown. She's an amazing actress, and she has made me hate Sheila for decades.
Amazing. Can I just say, the best part of this whole thing was the fact that Sheila was really walking up slow like Michael Myers.
It was hilarious.
just dodging pillows and cups and bowls and everything like it was nothing. Just like, oh my goodness. And they didn't turn Steffi to Sidney Prescott. This was a whole mess. I was upset that Steffi was the one who took Sheila out.
I wanted it to be Finn, and I wanted her to go off the cliff. It was at the cliff house with the knife by the ingenue. I got the clues wrong, so I did not win the game. But she's gone for now.
So what did y'all think about Finn's reaction?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I understood his reaction.
I did too.
Like, and the thing is that I was saying, like, in a group chat and like the stuff I'm seeing online is like, how do you guys want him to feel? How should he feel? Should he feel relieved? Should he feel happy? Because his emotions, although he cannot take out one tear from out his eye, it was a lot of struggle to get at least one damn tear.
He got it when it counted.
When was that? I must have blinked
when the one tear fell into
Yeah, remember I was telling you that the other day, Bree, that the tear slid down his nose into the blood.
Yeah, it was when he was squatting down playing in the blood.
I must have blinked and I missed it for those 3 seconds. I'm sorry. But it's like, how was this man supposed to feel? He lost his mom. He lost a part of himself. That's regardless of what she did, that's still something he has to process. And the fact that his own wife did it, that's a whole other level he has to process. But in reverse, he did the same thing where his mom shot them both, and he had to almost deal with losing his wife and dealing with all that. So I guess it's a give or take. But the woman who gave you life, and she's gone, that stings in a different level. So I felt for Finn in that moment. I felt for Steffi and Finn, but I felt for Finn more because he can't get his mom back. And that stings.
J Money said, got a message for you, Trish. He says Sheila wasn't shoving her. Sheila took her arm to escort her out of the apartment because when she asked her to leave, she wouldn't.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm going to rewatch that. What got me about Finn is that he has yet to show relief that his wife is not dead. Because it could have gone a whole different way.
And I feel he would react the same way. I think kind of like what Thomas was saying, like, hey, he's in shock. This is a lot has happened within a whole day. And he went from being able to see his mother to now seeing her blood on the floor. That's a lot. That's a huge shift. If it was Steffi, he would probably feel the same way.
If he has the same level of love and care for Sheila that he has for Steffi, that would be odd to me. You have the same level of love and care for someone who left you to die, and for someone who tried to take out your mom, the mother that raised you, and the wife loves you. Like that would be odd to me.
I feel the same way.
But that's why I'm like, how is he supposed to feel? Like how it was a lot of mixed stuff I saw online. And my thing is it's kind of hard to try to say that parent doesn't exist in your life and they brought you into that life despite the things that they did, despite the horrible, heinous things that they did. For some people, it's hard to kind of write them off. And for him, he just was introduced to Sheila. And like he was saying, he's always wanted to know who his birth mother was. This was something that's very, very important to him. Not to say that Lee wasn't a factor. It's just not Sheila, but his birth mother. I think him losing his birth mother, forget Sheila, just that birth mother is still a lot for him.
I guess though, to have the reaction where like he recoiled from Steffi when she reached out to touch him. He like moved back from her. He was very cold to Steffi. So
that makes sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me because your wife is telling you, if I hadn't done that, I would be dead right now, and you're gonna recoil from me because of what happened. Like, what did you want her to do? Did you want her to not defend herself and just let Sheila do whatever she was gonna do? So then you could grieve me instead.
I need a person who is so scared of being around somebody to stay away from somebody. How about that? I mean, you cannot say in one breath, not you, Keish, you cannot say in one breath, she controls my life, I fear for her, looking over my shoulder, I'm afraid of her, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. And then 3 times in the last 3 years, you go after her. Unprovoked.
Right for that. Steffi, she was 100% wrong for going over there.
I mean,
but came to her house and broke in her house. Was Steffi just supposed to wait to see what Sheila was going to do, or was she not right to defend herself?
Was she right to leave her butt up out of there? How about that? Go get in your car and get the French toast out and go call the police. I mean, you standing up in there, and ain't no way I'm finding a way out. So I'm not going to stand there and look at a psychopath in the face.
So this is Steffi's fault again, because instead of running out of the house, she grabbed a weapon to defend herself from somebody that broke in her house.
That already tried to kill her and left her and her husband for dead. and has shot
Wait a
other
minute,
people.
hold on.
Killed other
I
people.
just, like I said in the chat, I rewatched that episode at the end of March, going into early April 2022. This could have been so avoided. That could have been so avoided. There were, and I'm gonna recap this. Wait a minute, what my son say? Oh, that's my daughter. Okay. Send who? Hold on one second. Oh, okay, I will. I'll do it later. Sorry about that. When I rewatched that episode, I thought, from what I originally thought, I thought she came from behind the boxes after listening to Thomas and Sheila, and then approached Sheila. What actually happened, she left. Sheila left the alley. Sheila was upstairs at Il Giardino. Steffi walks into Il Giardino to confront her, telling her, I know what you did, with the label. Sheila takes off running away from her. Steffi goes and runs behind her into that alley. So number one, you had one opportunity to get away when y'all both left the alley after Thomas left. And then she had a second opportunity to get away instead of chasing Sheila in that alley when she was upstairs at Il Giardino. Why are you continue to provoke the bear? You keep chasing danger.
Yeah.
This incident where Sheila broke into her house.
But she was there first. The girl came over to the house acting crazy, beating on the door like she was the police in her house.
With Sheila breaking into Steffi's house later that night and Steffi defending herself.
But the thing is, Sheila was never a factor. How Steffi not brought her in. Steffi wasn't even concerned about Sheila for the past couple of months. It was her granddaddy.
Right. I mean, the girl, and like Finn said, actually it's been pretty nice. I haven't heard her from her. She hasn't contacted me. And what did Hope say? Looked like Steffi ignited the monster inside of Sheila. She had no business bringing her butt over to Deacon's place in the first place. Sheila was painting her toes. I mean,
it was done. If anything, if Steffi could have been like, okay, my kids cannot go to El Giardino anymore. It could have been as simple as that. It also could have been as simple as telling your husband and having him address his own mother. If we were going to go down that road, because Steffi had things that she could have done, but she chose her impulse. And just like Liam, she feels she needs to save the day and then wants to wipe her hands away clean. And then all of a sudden wants to play victim when people
retaliate.
Exactly. That's her whole problem. Same way in the alley in this situation here.
And that don't include.
It's okay for Sheila to act on her vile and
nobody said
dangerous
that.
Impulses.
Nobody said that.
But okay, so nobody said that. So Sheila then could have also changed the course of history by not pulling a gun and by walking around or yelling for help or calling the police herself. So everybody could have done something different, but they didn't. And what it led to, and we all agree, they didn't do anything different. Everybody did something wrong. And what it led to is a power outage, a break into a house, and a stand your ground death.
This is what I'll say. With Sheila, for her, the way I view her, don't start nothing, it won't be nothing.
Don't start. Wait a minute. You ain't say it right. How they say it back in the day? Don't start, no, won't be no.
Won't be nothing. Yes. That's Sheila's whole mentality. The incidents that happened to Steffi and Finn, were provoked and initiated because of Steffi. And Sheila still refuses to take accountability for her.
Sheila got into... Where's the accountability for Sheila? Sheila got into her car, drove to Malibu, broke into her house, and attempted to attack her. So she has no accountability for making the decision to do that? Because
the accountability now is she's unalive.
I mean,
So instead of her being a normal reformed person like she claimed to be, calling the police on Steffi when Steffi assaulted her in her apartment, she makes the decision to drive to her house and break in and attack her. And that's what she got.
Well, why? And we could take it all the way back to Sheila could have avoided all of this if she hadn't broken into Eric's guest house to go crash their wedding.
For a son that she didn't give two craps about until she saw who he was marrying.
Thank you.
But the son cares now. and the thing is, he has cared for her. But after the fact, this woman got out of jail, even though the Forsters had opportunity to keep her in jail. She moved on. She got engaged. She painted her toenails. She got her man, calling him daddy. She had moved on. And on top of that, there was other things that were happening, and people were still going back and forth to El Giardino. So she's only a threat outside of the restaurant, but you're perfectly fine with having the kids go in and out. But my thing is, she had the opportunity. Yes, Sheila had the opportunity to walk away and not have to deal with it. But she did do that. She was minding her business. She went to work and she was painting her nails. It's not her fault that Steffi's daughter went to that restaurant. If Steffi was really evident about making sure her kids stayed far away from Sheila, her kids would have never been to El Giardino. I blame Steffi for that.
What ifs with Steffi? If Steffi hadn't done this, if Steffi hadn't done that.
Because she was the initiator. She jumped it off. She jumped off the situation in the alley when she saw Sheila downstairs trying to leave. When she looked down and spotted the 9 toes, she tried to take after her then. And Finn was like, remember what happened last time? Stop. Don't go after her. And then turn around. She saw this picture with the baby and, with the selfie and her in the background. And you go over there. I mean, she initiate as in basketball. You call a foul on the person who initiate contact. She initiated the contact.
And you know who initiated this whole situation to begin with? Sheila, for showing up uninvited into Steffi and Finn's life.
Yep.
Well, you got to blame the writers for that because they brought her in 2017.
Oh my God, we can't even blame Sheila. Why?
Well, I'm just saying because they were talking about that earlier on that live. How
her angel wings on with her halo floating around the heavens.
Nobody's saying.
Apparently, Sheila does nothing wrong. Everybody else.
No, we're not saying that she did.
Where are you getting that we saying that Sheila does nothing wrong? I mean, she terrorized a lot of people across 2 shows for 35 years.
We know she's a serial killer at daytime. We know this. Steffi also knows this, but wants to provoke and start some mess. When she knows better than to do that. Her own husband told her to stop and let it be. She can't help herself. So yes, I blame Steffi for getting it started. I do.
But when it comes to Sheila, it's the writer's fault. It's not Sheila.
I know
being imposed in the wrong, bad decisions, having no emotional intelligence. That's not Sheila. That's the writers. But everything that Steffi does is Steffi's fault.
I just said that for the past 35 years, she's been terrorizing people across 2 shows.
And they all know it, and they all were still living their lives, getting married, going through. They had no problem living their lives while Sheila was in existence. Same way that day that it happened at El Giardino. She was living her life. She was working, and it's not her fault. Steffi's daughter took a picture of her at her place of work. That's where it initiated from. That was it. And Steffi went into, and rightfully so, she wants to be a protective mother. That's fine. It should have been, the phone call should have been, call your husband so he can deal with his mother. There were things that Steffi could also process, but especially since she's supposed to be the more rational one versus Sheila. We expect Sheila to be Sheila. Steffi should have had more sense to it. That's all I'm saying.
So we expect Sheila to be Sheila, we expect her to drive to Steffi's house and break in so that's usable.
Okay, you know what? All right, so here, what do we think about Ridge's response to calling him his mother an animal, and then Finn's reaction and taking off to go over to Deacon's?
I would never expect Ridge or anybody in their family to have any sympathy when it comes to Sheila.
I agree. I fully agree, and Ridge was in the right to say that he was one of her he was one of the victims. Sorry, I felt he had every right to say it, but why did he have to say it right in front of this boy?
He didn't do it like he's planned or just pulled out his mouth.
He should have never said that in the room, because had the shoe been on the other foot, people would have gone down Finn's neck for being disrespectful or even remotely mentioning it. He did, and I'm glad that they said they're well aware that he just lost his mom. Same way, they also had this sign of relief. Finn also said, like, hey, I understand there's a sigh of relief. My mom's gone. She terrorized you guys for years. I understand that. Just let him be in that moment. He just lost his birthright. He lost a piece of him that he actually wanted to get to know. And that's hard for him to grieve and to deal with. So him calling Sheila an animal, although it's true, did he need to say it right then? No.
I guess my feeling about it from Ridge's perspective is we had no clue that you had these deep feelings for Sheila, that you were going to be this upset about her being unalive, considering that she left you for dead, and the other things that she's done to your wife and the woman that raised you.
What you got, Trish?
Yeah, I still go back to when Finn came through the house, through the door, all of it. He still did not go, oh my God, my wife could be dead. He didn't try to hold her. Like, I don't, if I was a victim of some kind of circumstance like that, and the man that was my husband, that we both almost died at this person's hands, I don't care who they are. If you don't come to me and hold me while I'm in shock after what just happened to me, I'm not going to be real happy. I'm not going to be real understanding about what is happening. He did not do one single thing to show Steffi that he cared whatsoever that psychopath broke into the house and came at her. I mean, Steffi turned around after seeing a lurking shadow. That shadow walked toward her. She dove over the couch and ran to the other side, and then here comes Sheila walking at her, puts her hands up and growls like a freaking animal and lunges at her. And Steffi grabs a knife. I mean, to me, that's just, I'm the one who had to defend myself, and how are you not making sure that I'm okay? Like, that's going to be some freaking PTSD.
When he first walked into the house, he was concerned. It was only until he found out, it was his mother, it was Sheila who passed, and he went into shock. That's why I keep saying, like, how is he supposed to react? It's like, is he supposed to put his entire feelings in that moment on a shelf to accommodate Steffi, the one who took his mother's life?
Yeah, he is. I would expect that from the person who's supposed to stand by my side and be my partner for life. I would absolutely expect them to focus on me. Yeah.
And ideally, yes, but in that moment, though,
Him and Sheila weren't for 3 years. They weren't close, so it's not like if this was Lee, then yes, I would understand that.
Right.
But not. No, I wouldn't understand. I would not understand you standing there treating me like I'm the worst person on the face of the earth for defending myself against someone who previously tried to take me out, left you for dead, tried to take out your. No, I wouldn't understand that at all.
Nope.
This is one reason why I said in my recap that Finn reserved all his feelings for the last 3 years. When people were telling him how to feel, what to think, what to do, what not to see, listen to us. You shouldn't like her because we said so. I'm not saying that he should or shouldn't have. I'm not going to even go down that rabbit hole. But the thing is that now all of a sudden he has these feelings of somebody put it in the chat saying that you can't, something about biology. I saw it. I don't know where it went. But I guess my thing is because obviously this go way back when had him over at the courthouse and she hugged him and he started feeling some kind of way. And moving forward, he's been fighting these feelings for the last year and a half, but it's been suppressed. So yes, he felt some kind of way because everybody told him so. Plus, he saw what happened what happened in the alley with his life. My thing is, at some point, I guess that's why you have half of the fan base split, because you have one perspective that folks are saying, I don't understand why you feeling this way. You never had a relationship. And then you got the other fan base that says, well, at the end of the day, that was still his birth mother. And like he said, I always wondered who this person was. When I looked in the mirror, I saw my smile and I wondered if it looked like hers. So I guess, people, there's different perspectives to this. And, I'm just going to try to stay in the middle. But at this point. But, I guess it's going to be interesting moving forward to see what happened to their marriage, because to me this looked like that they're trying to end sin, because Liam is definitely going to put some threats on the table next week, and he's going to be waiting in the wings. And then this whole situation with Hope running over there, but she's probably, besides Deacon, the only other person that's supporting Finn right now. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm hearing a lot of rumors about May sweeps. So,
already?
Oh gosh, yes.
So they putting more effort into May sweeps versus February.
Exactly. Well, I guess you could call the last week of February sweeps, right?
Okay, so are we taking numbers for May being when Hope falls into bed with Finn?
I don't know.
I rebuke thee.
Oh man, I'm just saying, we're reading the writing on the wall, because we saw Sheila's demise a couple weeks ago with several of the statements that were being said, and we were like, is something happening? And I'm thinking to myself, something's going to happen. Now again, a lot of people are saying that it was the lookalike. I didn't know did Sugar have plastic surgery to look like Sheila? Because I know Sheila had plastic surgery to look like Phyllis, and then changed back again, which was just beyond forgiveness for soaps even.
Yeah.
But did Sugar...
That's what I think it goes back to a storyline way back in 2003. I think something like that, where she was going to have plastic surgery, and when she woke up, she looked like Sheila, and she was not happy about it. But they, obviously they still end up being friends, because remember, Deacon was saying that Sheila was sneaking out.
Yeah.
Going to see some friend from her past.
And honestly, we know how diabolical the writers can be about all of this. So I will not be surprised if she turns up again like a bad penny. But if they did that, I would bet you anything that they would have them say that Sheila talked her into cutting her toe off too.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the forensics and everything, they have to identify the toeless foot.
Yeah, because if this is 10 toes, it's like, well, wait a minute, who is this?
Exactly.
At least she got her toes painted before.
Oh my gosh.
She's a corpse with the lovely feet.
Right. Oh my goodness. So, I don't know. That's why I gave it a C plus, because some things wasn't clicking in the transition of this whole thing with Finn. I could see the biology, but at the same time, for months, even up until last week, he was like, "I told you to stay away from us." So I don't know. It's just weird.
I think he had this same type of reaction the last time they thought Sheila was unalived with the bear attack.
Mm-hmm.
You said Finn did?
I said if he had, but
he didn't. Okay.
The last time that they thought that she had passed away was not the same.
Mm-hmm.
It was more so of that's it's sad, somebody lost their life, blah blah blah. But that was about it. It was like he felt bad because there was a life lost, but he wasn't devastated like he is now.
Well, so I'm sorry.
I was just going to say the continuity of, I don't know, that relationship or situation with him and Sheila just doesn't track.
Well, what if he's the one she was going to see and they didn't want anybody to know it? I could see Belle twisting some story like that.
Well, didn't he have a different reaction? Remember when Sheila had the heart attack and Lee wanted to not save her when she flatlined, and then Finn was like, "No."
Yeah. Well, he stepped in because I'm a doctor and we
right.
Yeah. That was an understandable reaction.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
What are you talking, Bree? What are you been talking about? Some
What'd you say?
No, Bree was saying
I was just laughing because none of us talked, and then we all talked, and then it was just funny, the timing of all of that.
You guys brought up a couple of things, and I'm like, this man really wanted a relationship with Sheila. He actually did, and it would irritate me if Steffi says that he was never there for her. It would irritate me. She cannot say anything for a man who took a bullet for her. Literally.
And she took a bullet for him too.
Well, bullets were never should have never been a factor had Steffi not.
Listen, you're not going and listen.
But still, this is the
Bree. Yeah. You're not gonna get anywhere with that.
I know. No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just.
Listen, the four of us are split in two when it comes to that subject. So I don't like debates, and so that's why I'm like, I ain't gonna touch it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna stay in the middle.
At this point, but if the relationship with his mom was that important and that serious to him, then you should have left your wife. Because Steffi was not going to budge on her feelings when it came to Sheila. Sheila had done too much to her and her family.
And that's why we were calling him a simp.
If you're married, if your relationship wanted to get to know that important to you, then you should have got a divorce and moved on with your life with your mom.
Yeah, and Steffi could have been back and forth playing tennis for Liam.
Yep. Yep. She could have been the pickleball, back over the net, back and forth and back and forth. Yep. Because that's what she would have run right to Liam, and Liam would be like, "Yeah, okay, I got you now. I'm sniffing around Hope. Now let me go over there and break up Thope right quick." And then she'll be on her knees, crying and screaming, pulling his pants leg.
I have never seen Hope around Finn so much. It was so irritating to see this week. And then we see her throwing out some extra thigh meat out for him and a shoulder to cry on.
Wait a minute, that split
came out of
way
nowhere.
Up there.
If you look at her dress though, it looks like the dress is like a skirt or something underneath, and there's an actual opening like on the side.
Yeah, it's a sheath over a skirt for sure.
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier, and when she was walking into the design office, you could kind of see the opening of her dress. And I was like, oh, that's actually a little skirt under there.
Yeah, she looked good. And I mean, all the stuff they're doing with them, y'all, the writing's on the wall. We're not stupid. We know how they write stuff. We know what's coming.
Okay, so let's hit that then. Do you think that, unfortunately, because I know this marriage is about to be over, unless Finn does a about face 110%. Do you think that Hope and Finn could be hot down the
No.
line?
No.
Dang.
And you know, did you guys watch Tanner's interview?
I got in the second half of it.
I missed it.
Oh, there was one of the callers said something about how she sees a little spark between him and between Finn and Hope, and she was asking what his opinion of it was, and he was like, "Well, I mean, she's preoccupied with Thomas right now. I don't think that's going to happen." And then she said something else about it. He was like, "Well, I see them more as platonic friends, and that's about it."
Mm.
We'll keep it that way, see?
Right. And then when she was getting off the phone, she was like, "Well, I hope something happens with Ben." And he made this face like, no. Like,
Good.
no. I don't think they're going to do that.
So you don't think they're gonna do it?
Mm-mm. There's nothing.
I feel they're going to develop that relationship or develop that chemistry more. So I can see her still kind of dangling her decision with Thomas, but also trying to be, Finn's friend. And then they get close. And I think she's going to give him the opportunity to do the dating and the relationship stuff versus, what she should be doing that with Thomas. So she'll give all the sex to Thomas, and then she might develop a relationship with Finn. I feel that is where it's leaning towards. And maybe by November sweeps, you might see Hope and Finn together, but not anytime soon. But not to say I want to see this. I do not want to see Hope and Finn at all. I want Hope to make a decision and be with Thomas and stop leaving this man just in the wilderness, playing in the streets by himself.
100% agree.
Playing in the streets.
Just playing in the
Don't
streets.
chase cars, dude.
That is funny. He's playing in the streets.
All by himself, too.
Oh my God.
For 12 years.
What did you think about Tanner's acting this week?
These struggle tears. Y'all keep saying that there's a tear. I'm looking. I'm playing the episode in the back while we're speaking, and I'm really trying to find where this man had cried.
Look, check out my recap for that day. It's in there in the video.
It's the moment where he's squatting down and he's kind of looking down, and you see the tear like fall off his nose, like you can see it drip from his nose, like from the side of his face.
So this was microscopic. So it was not existent.
Girl, you're funny.
I was like, oh my gosh, he managed to get one out. That's so good. He did it.
And it's no offense to Tanner. Tanner, you are gorgeous. Man.
Oh, we love you.
We love you over here.
Yes.
But I mean, besides the tear, Bree, what did you think about his acting?
The shock was good.
The shock was good?
The shock was good, yeah.
Okay.
I thought the line kind of cheesy when it was after he put his hand in Sheila's blood, and he looks at Steffy and he says, my mother's blood is on my hands and it's on yours too.
I kind of laughed.
That was.
It was. I was like, it's because you put your hand in it, dude.
Right. That was like easy 1980s.
Oh yes, all he needed was the little pink golf shirt with the little blue little Izod logo on there with the collar up. I have blood on my hands.
Oh, that's funny.
You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I like the coldness that he was portraying, like towards Steffi. He pulled that off well. Like when he recoiled from her, I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, that was hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
And great acting job. I think the whole week, I think everyone did a great acting job. Sheila, for sure.
Yeah.
did not disappoint. But I think Finn did a great job. We just need some tears to go with the emotion. That's all.
I loved Ridge and Thomas showing up for Steffi.
Yeah.
Support. I know Ridge made you mad this week, Brie, but I love the only time I love Ridge is when he's in parent mode, like when he's actually a parent.
And you know what was surprising? Brooke didn't complain at all this week. I wanted to point that out. There was a lot of holding, a lot of hugging, a lot of grabbing the nape around the back from Thomas, and Brooke was just, there was no complaint. She wasn't allowing it. She allowed it for once in her life.
Oh my God.
You have my blessing in this moment.
In this moment.
That is hilarious.
Because you know she won't keep that philosophy for long.
No. That is funny.
Sad part is Steffi is going to end up leaving Finn because of this. I think her father is going to be in her ear saying that he wasn't looking out for her, he wasn't protecting you. And somewhere along the line, I think that's how Liam's going to make his way in.
Well, that's where the threat comes in next week, where he's going to threaten Finn, saying, if you don't step up and take the place, I will. So, which I don't know if that's a flex or not in his case. So,
Right.
I mean, that man, he can't even walk straight without bumping his head into a low-hanging limb, so.
So, y'all, I don't even know if it's going to be Ridge that kind of puts the limb between them. Steffi, if he actually holds on to this whole my mommy's dead thing, she's not going to be able to deal with that. She's not going to understand it. She's not going to be able to fathom it. The woman, shot him and left them both to be gone, to leave their children parentless. There's no possible way she's going to feel guilty about this. She's going to feel bad that Finn is hurting, but I don't think she's going to feel bad that it's over, if it's in fact over. But I think that may be what happens. And then if Sheila does come back from the dead, then it'll be like they threw their whole future away for what? And who died? What happened? So I don't know, man. There's a lot of ways this story can go down.
And he left her when the police came.
He left her alone in that house.
That's why I'm wondering if they're really just trying to end this character. End this relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
why? We all love. Why?
That to me, I could care less if I seen the two of them together. I was so invested in Dope. Because I think Keisha said this last week, we really haven't seen a good hot sex scene with Sin in about, almost 2 years, Keish? A year?
Yeah, it was that, their first scene after coming back from Monaco.
Right. Yep. And then they tried to give us one probably about 3-4 months ago, and he just picked her up and walked in the bedroom door, and they just left us with that.
Yeah.
Jacqueline had to have her babies.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah, Jackie was pregnant last year, so we couldn't really get any good scenes, like that.
It's still Steffi's fault.
Really, Trish?
I love y'all. I couldn't resist. You put it on the tea. I couldn't
that would have been, listen, she had a big old belly. There's no way they'd be sitting up in there trying to get the dew on, and her belly is out there.
Unless he's on his knees.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, my goodness. So then that's probably why. Because, what's the age difference between her two youngest sons? Is it a year?
I don't know.
I think they're back to back to back, aren't they? I know she was pregnant for at least 2.5, 3 years back to back.
She had 4. How old is her oldest? 6 or 7? Huh?
I think he's 7.
So 7 years ago put us at 2017. So it was and she didn't have 4 kids in 7 years.
22 and 23.
So that's probably why we got a couple of scenes in between the time before she got pregnant again. So that would explain why we haven't gotten a lot.
Tell you what, man, she's rocking it, man.
Yeah, Jacqueline's snapback.
It's
Oh,
insane.
She is.
So she had her kids in 2019, 2021, 22, and 23.
Oh my God, that's why. Okay, she had them back to back to back.
Well, I read somewhere that she actually had always wanted to have 4 kids. On one of her posts,
I don't think they're done yet. I think she probably want her a girl too.
Oof.
Man,
Good for them. So she's been doing all of her love scenes
At home.
off screen.
I mean, have you seen her husband? Elon is very attractive.
Yeah.
they're a beautiful couple.
Yeah.
Beautiful family.
I think he's from Europe or something.
He's Italian.
Yeah.
That I remember. They did. She said something. Her husband is Italian. They go visit there every year or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
And he's part of some form of a dynasty too. I forgot what it was. So
good for her. Okay, so Steffi in real life is making good decisions.
oh my God.
Do y'all remember Bill Spencer's former administrative assistant, Allison, the one with the long blonde hair?
Oh yeah.
She's a princess in real life, I think.
Yep, she sure is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What country?
Huh?
What country?
Just a little trivia.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I forget what country, somewhere in Europe. And then the girl who played Ivy, she's extremely huge over in Australia. I did not know that.
Yeah, she's engaged too. She just got engaged.
Good for her.
It was something else I was gonna ask y'all too. Oh, the Deputy Baker. So he said that there was no weapon found on Sheila. Nothing was in her pocket. Because I guess Steffi was assuming that she was about to shoot her or whatever, but she never actually saw a weapon, and then come to find out there was no weapon. Where are they going? Huh?
She put her hand in her pocket in the dark after she
Right,
broke in.
she did.
That would be the first thing you'd think
Ouch.
is, oh my God, a weapon.
I'm wondering where they're going with this. Are they going to try to make this some type of case?
It would be ridiculous for them to do that because, just like everyone kept reiterating, Sheila broke in the house. It was self defense. It shouldn't come down to like where they're dragging it out like there's a whole police investigation. I hope, writers, please, I hope I do not see that. There's no point for a whole police investigation. It's pretty clear as day for me. I just want to see how they move forward from that. But it would be shocking if Deacon or Finn try to press charges on Steffi.
Well,
that would be comical.
Cause spoiler alert, Deacon will be confronting Steffi next week.
Ooh. And then Ridge will be confronting Deacon. Oh,
You're right about that. Probably. Yeah. Well, I didn't see that, but I could see Ridge doing that.
I'm waiting to see Lee's reaction to Finn.
Oh, that's happening next week too. They're supposed to have a vicious argument next week.
Vicious? She's still mad? What's she mad for now?
Well, she's gonna be mad about Finn's reaction to Sheila. And leaving, not being there at Steffi's and all that stuff. So, oh yeah.
I hate that for Finn. That so sucks.
You and Hope, y'all going over there get him a hug.
She don't need to be there. She don't need to be there.
She don't need to be there.
Oh, wait a minute. She don't need to be there. Chance gonna get mad at you, girl.
Uh-oh.
Chance gonna be like, wait a minute. I thought I was your... Okay, well, Nate then. Nate and Carter.
Oh, they both can sing. That's fine.
What?
That's fine.
Girl, you
They
are
both can say that.
so silly. Okay. Yeah, so I'm wondering, that's my thing with the Deputy Baker. Where y'all going with this? Are y'all going to drag this out? And then all the confrontations going to go down next week. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, this aftermath. Now, I do know that there's stories swirling, like y'all brought up the sugar situation. Um, Somebody also brought up the fact is, did she go, just she was able to cut off her toe? Is she faking this? Which I know Kimberly confirmed it. But, never know. People have a tendency to come back out of retirement. If Michael Jordan can do it, I guess she can too.
You bet.
Um,
Because Hunter Tylo did that several times. She came back. Taylor's been back twice.
mm-hmm. So I guess the question remains, just because somebody was saying, let me finish this. Somebody was saying that could she be doing all of this to break them two up?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, once they're broken up, she moves on. Hey, son, I'm alive. Because now he has a connection through him. I mean, through this situation where if she's now alive, he'll be grateful. I was like, I never thought of it like that. We got some creative minds out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you mean like she comes back and lets everybody know she alive, or she just tells him and he keeps
I
it a
don't.
secret?
They was just saying, what if she did all of this just to break them two? Because she knows that she has no access to Finn as long as he's with Steffi. So if she figured out a way that this would be something that could break the two of them up, because Sheila know that boy had feelings connected to her. She knew it. She, and I that whole thing was kind of crazy. It was up and down, but anyway, she realized that Finn has feelings for her. So if she could do this to break the two of them up, and now that it's over, and maybe Liam then moved on in and whatever, now she have access to her son, and her son, once he finds out she's alive, whether it's a secret or not, he'll be happy either way because of his reaction that he's going through right now. What do y'all think? Do you think that they could come up with something like that?
Actually, yes. When you were talking, I was like, yeah, because we as the audience didn't see Steffi stab Sheila. We saw the shadow. And then...
But we saw the blood, though.
We saw the blood. Not to say that she wasn't stabbed. We didn't see where she had stabbed her. And on top of that, how do I say this? The coroner picked her up and everything. They pronounced her to be gone, but Finn hasn't identified the body.
Deacon is supposed to do it next week.
Oh, wow. Okay, well then scratch that. I was gonna say, like, that is a possible. There's the ways that they edited that they could bring Sheila back, but Kimberly Brown says, no, I'm done. 35 years, I'm retired. I'm gonna spend time with my grandchildren, and that's it. And rightfully so. It's just unfortunate. It was Steffi who took her out. It should have been Lauren, and I'm gonna still say that. After years and years, it should have been Lauren, but oh well. I don't see how they could have roped Sheila to go over to Y&R, and I would have been more happy with that, but this is what it is, and oh well.
And you said, oh well.
And David Hall, yeah, they do fake EMTs. That's what happened with Phyllis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be a possibility too. They do it like they did with Phyllis. Had a whole fake situation, and then what, that blood on the floor is just something they made up.
I mean, they do live in Los Angeles. They do live in Hollywood. It's. I mean, Sheila had access to a whole plastic surgeon in the soap world.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's none of this is for sure. It's just, it sure was fun to watch some comeuppance for once.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss Sheila. One
Yeah,
of my
but who
favorite
gonna be now? The
characters.
question remains is who's gonna be the next villain? Because I
And
mean,
we,
you gotta have an antagonist and a protagonist in a story.
Oh, honestly, if they earmark Thomas for that, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
I will be done with the show.
I'll be so annoyed.
Yeah.
I mean, because who else? Unless they make Finn go dark.
Yeah.
Or they can make Deacon dark. They can turn Deacon dark.
Girl.
Deacon was dark before.
Right. He wasn't that dark, but he was.
No, he wasn't that dark.
Even Liam told him.
Things.
Liam was like, "Don't take your little petty crimes and compare it to Sheila."
I was surprised he said that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did get a little bit of Waffle Boy this week.
Oh, because we're going to get a whole lot of them throughout the rest of this year.
Of course. And he's going to be over because Steffi is the one that's supposed to let him know that I think my marriage is over. You had everybody you need to tell that to. You go tell Liam. Oh, okay.
That's music to his ears. She's like, let me get the dust off of this portrait and put it back on your wall.
Girl, listen, and especially he ain't had none in a while since Hope. So
I didn't even think about that. Oh wow. Also, Thomas. So this is a huge flip. So Thomas is making up for 12 years through Hope, and Liam has to just sit there on his daddy's couch.
listen, last time we saw Liam and Hope together was probably almost a year ago, right before when she was sleeping with him and fantasizing about Thomas on that couch.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last time, and he remember he told Wyatt, he said, "Man, I'm wondering what's going on with Hope. Our sex life was pretty jumpy lately." I'm like, yeah, okay, thanks Thomas for that. But after that, of course, they broke up, and so yeah, if he get a hold to Steffi, I don't know, they might have Kelly number 2.
No.
Listen, I'm just trying to talk Liam up. We always give him a bad rap over here, call him Little Puke.
So honestly, you guys, after seeing a couple of flashbacks of when I actually was a huge Steffi Liam fan, if Finn continues to be so accusatory and blaming and unforgiving and flinching away from Steffi, I'm like, let's roll the dice. Let's see what happens. I won't have a problem.
Wait a minute. So you would be that mad at Finn that you would be okay for Liam and Steffi?
A little bit, yeah.
Even if listen, let's just take your theory and they break up. I just don't want her with Liam. Liam is just not a consistent dude.
You want that picture on the wall, Trish?
I mean,
you know what? Steffi need that guard that was with Nikki.
Oh, okay. Ooh. That could truly work. But I don't know how he would go back and forth from LA to Genoa City.
Steffi and Chance would be on fire.
Yeah, that would be fire. Yeah.
That would be on fire.
Yeah, it would. It would. But if you have only the characters we have, I could go back. If they keep it hot, because, she makes everything hot.
Not in a couple of years.
Yeah, I don't know. If y'all want to, somebody said just keep her single, then put her with Liam. Who was that? Joyce Smith. She's, was that Joyce Smith? No, that was KH. I'd rather Steffi be single than with Liam.
I could see a strong, co-CEO leader of the company, be that total take charge, have the business attitude. But yeah, she did. It's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see her have some kind of a nice romantic remote shoot where she gets what she wants for a change.
Yeah, they did that to her years after they broke up Steen and put Lope back together. But then, on the soaps, you have to be in my opinion, you have to have a love interest at some point. Just having somebody single is just not entertaining.
Yeah.
The romance.
Yeah, you know what, Keith, you're probably right with that one, because that's why we don't see Elena. Elena ain't got nothing going on.
I
Right.
know, and I so love her. I really wish they'd do something.
And even
Well,
if you're like, even if you're like Nick, where you're single, you know there's possibilities with Sharon, and they put him in scenes with Sharon sometimes, or they
Yeah.
put him in with Phyllis after I don't know how many months last week. So like, you know, if there's still some things there for him. With Steffi on this show, if she's single, there's literally Liam is the only man that they will really put in her orbit, other than Finn. And if her and Finn are breaking up, then what other options do they have to give her unless they finally try it out with Carter? Which
no.
Yeah.
Or
they're not going to bring you on the show for.
Oh, yeah, because that's the only other, unless they try to move her back to Bill.
Oh,
no.
Keisha like, oh, no.
I don't know. I mean, she just got too many options. I mean, well, Deacon is newly single. Were we going to get Sinking? I don't know.
No.
yeah.
I can't see that one. I don't know. I mean, Liam is the only person that's free and available on this show if they break up Steffi and Finn, which sucks, because if you're going to put somebody like her, who is now freshly single and everything, she needs a love interest, don't put her back with that dude.
Her dream man is Adam, and I'm agreeing with a couple people in the comments. That is her dream. That's the perfect man for her.
David Hall said Carter would put Steffi in a wheelchair with his bedroom moves.
Oh yeah, he had Quinn upside the wall. He picked her up and put her on the wall.
She was ready to leave her millionaire husband for Carter.
You know what? But
Santa Claus for Carter.
You know what? They never tried that. They never even Kim tested those two, have they?
Who?
Steffi and Carter.
Yeah, Steffi and Carter.
Not really. I mean, they've been in scenes together just because they all work at Forrester.
But that's it.
Like, one-on-one, not that I can remember.
We know she's been with his brother, but who we never hear about, Marcus. But I can't see Steffi and Carter getting together, because Carter's Rich's best friend. He's not gonna let his best friend with his daughter now.
And he already been. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think Ridge would be all for it because of that. Because he knows, I don't know, because him and Carter are close, and he feels like he would probably treat her good.
But he can never talk about Steffi or Ridge. He can't talk about the things that they do at night and the things that would turn her on when she liked nothing.
It's never really hear them have those kind of conversations anyway. I mean, when he talks about him and Brooke, it's just like typical general, she's the greatest, blah, blah, blah.
My destiny.
Yeah.
Did you? Trish is funny. You know, that Dusty Destiny card.
But people have said over the years that apparently in some interview or whatever, some years, both Lauren St. Victor and Jackie said that they would have liked to have tried them as a couple, but it just never happened.
Okay. Well.
But that's just what I've heard over the years.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week next week, this aftermath. So I think I kind of dropped some of the stuff, like the confrontation between Steffi and Deacon, the confrontation between Lee and Finn. And we're going to get RJ and Luna back next week, too. So.
Hey,
you know what?
Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I was going to say what's frustrating is how we never really see Finn and Lee talk about Sheila. I feel like Finn and Lee, Finn and Poppy, Finn and Luna, like, we rarely see him in scenes with his family. I don't understand that.
That's because he's always up under Steffi.
That's what I don't get. Like, why did they bring family on for this character and they don't really put him in scenes with any of them?
Only time we see Lee is when she comes into his office and she's trying to tell him, make sure you keep your marriage on tact with Steffi.
Or when she's cussing out Poppy.
Right. Right, and he couldn't understand, what's wrong with Luna and Poppy. We still got that other storyline looming out there with this paternity situation, so.
Yeah. Wow.
That's why February sweep started. To me, it was trash for the first 3 weeks, and then this last week with the whole Sheila thing, it just
was random.
Exactly, it just came out of nowhere. So yeah. I don't know. It looked like they probably like, this ain't working.
Maybe they definitely seem to want to take things in a different direction. But did anybody see, I don't know if I dreamed this, but did anybody see something teasing that Rick is coming back?
No?
Okay.
I hope so.
You think so?
I used to love Rick. Rick used to be my Thomas. But they kept changing his character out, but I miss Kyle Lauder as Rick, to be honest.
He could do some dastardly deeds.
I don't know. They need some new characters on here to give us some more additional storylines. You know what I mean?
I wish they just bring back the characters they have established and let's see where they are. I would love to see where Bridge is at. She has a whole son. I've never seen her as a mom, except for when Logan was a baby. We've never really seen her interact with her mother at this stage in her life, or her sister, or bring back Rick. He went through a whole divorce that we didn't know about that happened off screen, and there's this bring back the characters that are already established. I'm kind of sick of the new characters, new storylines, trying to fit them. And not to say that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying anything wrong with the actors. I fully support it. But as far as a fan watching the show, just give us something that we're familiar with.
Right.
Bring back Nick or Jack, things that we can, familiarize ourselves with and be like, okay, I've always wanted to see those couples get together. Now we can.
And two, we always wonder, what happened to so-and-so? It's just all of a sudden Kristen and her husband left. And so here's
right.
Why can't they come back for a while? Where's Felicia? Thorne could come back for a while even. And they always shortchange the character of Thorne, in my opinion.
Yeah, but then we got a disservice when they got rid of Taylor, because there was several storylines since the last time we seen her where she could have been used. It's even with the Eric storyline, even with this storyline with Finn and Steffi, and where's her mother?
Yeah.
They don't speak a word about her either.
Nope.
Yeah. Mentioned Taylor's name since Stolen the Beach.
Nope.
It is so disrespectful,
isn't it?
I mean, at least give her some type of goodbye, she really is had a important they don't mention anything about Taylor at all.
I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, they can even play it off to where she hasn't left town. She's just not on screen. And you could hear Steffi or Thomas say, I was just over at Mom's house, or I just talked to Mom. Or
Yep. They could write it in the script that they had contact with her.
Yeah.
And they, the fans online were actually talking about that, because here's a major situation that's directly affecting her daughter. How are the writers going to give an excuse as to why Taylor is missing in this scenario?
Mm-hmm.
They can't. The writers in Bad Bell can't get out of that, because realistically speaking, her mother would be in a situation to help out her and her son-in-law as a therapist. Let her actually use her skill sets. This was the best time for me, especially for Finn. And he doesn't really have a friend. All he can do is lean on to two different people. He could have leaned on to Taylor, especially since they already been chem tested. But that's too much right.
Yeah, even if they needed to recast Krista, because whatever issues we kind of touched on this, 3-4 months ago. Recast her. Bring on somebody, and we loved Krista. I think she embodied the role very well.
Perfect. It was so good.
She was. I mean, her whimsical, lighthearted, she comes in with this big old smile and everything.
The Emmy nomination.
Exactly. I mean, it'll probably... Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just saying she was the perfect balance of like being good comedic relief on the show, but also being like the tough, serious, like you're not gonna mess with me or my kids kind of character.
Yep.
She was. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that she had a handle on her kids, both of her kids too, and it was really refreshing to see Taylor in this as like, just. It was actually kind of nice to see her not worry about Rich for once, because we get to see the character be so well-rounded and be so involved with her kids, but oh well.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think she would have made a good fit with Tucker, too. No?
I never thought about that, but he's really funny and she's really funny.
Exactly.
So that could have truly just been a fantastic chemistry on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man, send her to Genoa City.
They could have
sent her to B&B.
They could.
Yes, they could have sent Krista Allen over to Y&R. Exactly. Trevor St. John and Chris Allen, they would have insanely perfect chemistry. Ashley couldn't compete with that.
She would have been perfect for that. But okay, did we cover everything? Everybody got out what they want to say?
I think so.
Yeah.
Keish, you got it all out, girl?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
R.I.P. Sheila.
Yep. All right. What'd you say?
I said I'm still not buying it.
Yeah, I said for now.
Yeah, who knows? Because, I mean, you could have... I think we was talking about that in the chat. You can have folks do a whole... I think Keish said that, people do a whole exit interview and then months and years later, they'd be right back on screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it happens. It's the whole soap forgiveness of death, soap forgiveness of aging, soap forgiveness of...
I mean, Adam came back, Adam came back 4 times?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep, he came. He had 4. Well, it was 4 Adams, but 3 deaths.
And a plastic surgery.
And a plastic surgery, yeah, because...
Where do you get these surgeons on
with extensions? Yeah, plastic surgeon with extensions.
Because he went,
the
okay.
first one was not over 6 feet tall.
Because he was blown up in the cabin. Chloe blew him up.
Yeah.
Billy ran him off a cliff.
Yeah.
And then what was the other death? I thought it was 2 or 3 deaths Adam went through.
Did he get shot?
Yeah.
Well, Chloe shot him over at the tack
He's
house.
been shot like 3 times, right? By Chloe, by the bad guys, and then by somebody else.
I almost want to say Victor, but
Is it 4?
Either which way, this man is a whole X-Men character. He just rejuvenates.
Yeah, right. He's got that table in the back with the saline solution and lays down in it, and those little nanotechnology things come all over his body and do their little and there he is again. Here we go.
Is he? Who is the besides him and Sheila? Is there any other characters that came back from the dead multiple times?
Did Taylor come back twice, right?
Who?
Yeah, twice.
Taylor
came back twice.
Okay.
When it was Hunter Hilo, she came back twice.
Victor's come back twice, right?
Yep. Victor has. Who else? I think Taylor was the main one on B&B. I can't think of anyone else. Macy, actually, if anyone remembers Macy Alexander, she passed and came back.
But then the chandelier took her out, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was a car accident.
That was Darla.
Yeah, it was Darla. Macy.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
Macy.
Yeah, it was the chandelier. Darla was the accident. But
So,
yeah, Taylor's a superhero on B&B. I can't think of anyone else who's came back and yeah, I can't think of anyone.
so basically, Sheila and Adam are the top two across both soaps.
I think
Pretty
so.
much.
Yeah, because I mean, he. Huh?
Sheila dead.
I ain't hear you say it again.
How many times has she been presumed dead? Because was some
I
of
think
it
like
that?
5, isn't it?
Oh, was it that
I
many?
think
I
so.
thought maybe for being in jail too, to watch she was gone for however many years, or just this last.
Yeah, girl, you're breaking up. I can hardly hear you.
Do y'all remember that character from As the World Turns, Roger Thorpe? He died so many times and came back. Remember that?
I never watched that. I never watched that show.
And Alan Spaulding did too. He died several times and came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and move to make sure that we topped out. I think at 155 people in this chat.
Oh my gosh.
For Bold, because everybody was really invested with everything that happened on Bold. So
intense.
it was. So thank you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. But we're not done yet. We got to do our takes. Flip the script. If there's a particular scene or storyline you wish you could change, that's where we flip the script. And who's taking a seat? Somebody got on your nerves, was doing too much. So for the young and the restless, who's doing the flip first? Okay, I'll go first. Billy should have stayed home and stay out of that whole situation with Chelsea, headed out to see Connor.
Yep.
A good one.
All right, who's next?
I wish Phyllis would have just never have even remotely talked to Danny that day and kept it pushing.
Okay.
That was all.
That was all. Okay. What y'all got, Keish and Trish?
I was gonna say Ashley at first, but I was kind of entertained when she kissed Tucker, so I'm gonna take that one back, and I'm just gonna agree with you on the Chelsea Billy Adams situation, where not necessarily Billy needed to stay home. I just needed Billy to keep his mouth shut.
Okay.
And that's it.
Exactly. I agree with you. If you're gonna go, be quiet. But honestly, I just don't think he need to be there right now. You know? I guess it's her friend, her little bed buddy. Oh, man.
So let's see. All right. So I wish that instead of Seth going back and starting to talk to Isabel / Jordan, that they would have gone and snuck in with and had the police and everything and just gotten the wig off and just arrested her so that we could just be done with Jordan.
Yeah, they dragged this out. I thought sure this was going to come to a head in February, but it looked like she's still going to be around to the end of next week. So
okay, I can wait.
All right, Bold. You're so funny. Flip the script for Bold.
You know what I wish? Because they gave us a Halloween movie edit, I really wish they just camped it up. And I wanted to see Steffi running up the stairs, falling down,
For
tripping.
sure.
And then Sheila's just walking up slow the entire episode. And then she gets unalived. But yeah, I was hoping if they wanted to make her Sydney Prescott, then Steffi should have been running up and down the stairs, running down the beach. She should have been running for her life. Give us a full Halloween edit.
I like that.
What you got? Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
with the my flip is Spin's reaction. I wish that he would have. I wish it would have been a situation where Steffi says that she understands that he's upset and that he could still hug her and not just be as cold as he was towards her, recoil when she tries to reach out and touch him. I feel like they both could have understood where each other was coming from without him running out of the house and leaving Steffi by herself to deal with the police.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like that. Mine would have to do with the same storyline, but a little bit different, just simply because I really just don't like the sight of blood. It would have been that they would have actually had security and video cameras, and that the minute that she started to come through the door, that they would have stopped her, so that way Steffi wouldn't have to carry the fact that she did take a life. And because I mean that's heavy, no matter what, that's heavy. And then they could take it through the court system and she would be found guilty because she was trespassing and breaking and entering and threatening. And so it would have kept her in the story. I would still be able to love to hate Sheila. Now I can't for now. So
that's a good one.
Thank you.
I guess what can I flip this right here? I don't know. I think I'm gonna do something funny. When Sheila walked up to Steffi and she was telling her to stay away, she'll just come out and say, "Wait a minute, you left your phone at my house. Here you go. That's all I wanted."
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I want to talk to you about your car insurance.
Exactly. She come walking up slowly. It's like, "Stay back, Sheila. What do you want?" "Oh, no worries. You just left your phone at my house. That's all."
Guys, can you imagine the chatter online had they actually done that kind of a story? I mean, we would never stop talking about the epicness of a scene, exactly what you just described. That could have been just so good to see that kind of a scene. I would have laughed so hard.
And then she could have walked right back. "Here's your phone. Tell Finn I said hi. I'm not bothering you. I'll talk to you later." Steffi would have been standing there stunned.
Just gobsmacked, yep. And again, no blood would have been shed.
No, but it would have been funny.
It would have been hilarious. Oh my God.
I mean, I couldn't think of anything else to flip, because I'm like, you know what, I'm going to just do something crazy.
That was the best flip, so.
Yeah, because she'd be looking like, "Wait, what? My phone?" "Yeah, your phone."
Oh
boy.
Now, can you put me on the family plan?
Right.
400.
Right. Because they do commercials like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do commercials like that, and you thinking like, "Oh my God, what is this?" And they'd be like, "Oh, you forgot to do this. You forgot to cut the water off at your house. Just letting you know." All right, and who's taking seats this week on The Young and the Restless?
Ooh.
I'm gonna need for Chelsea. Yeah,
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle, she was. Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle trying to steal his mama's job. What you got, Trish? Oh, did you go, Bree?
Yeah, I said Chelsea.
Okay. What you got, Trish?
I mean, gosh, this is a tough one. I think Ashley needs to take an actual seat on a real couch in a real office. That for sure. Audra needs to take a seat because calm down, girl. What's going to happen is going to happen. It's already been preordained. So just enjoy whatever ride you got. Yeah, I guess that's it for this week.
Okay. I gotta say Chelsea and Billy, but for two different things. Chelsea, really? Okay.
Right.
And Billy, trying to weaponize Chance, and Chance chin checked him. So, Billy, you need to take a seat. Everybody got their seats in for Young?
Yeah, I think we do.
Keish, you did yours?
Yeah, I said Kyle.
Oh, Kyle, yeah, you did. Okay, you went first. All right, what do you got for bold? I know what Keish gonna say.
Sheila seat at her apartment and just called the police on Steffy for assaulting her in her house, and she was that upset about it.
Yeah, Sheila can take a seat in this corner. Steffi can take a seat in that corner, and just stay in your respective corners. And let me see. Wait, who was I thinking of earlier? You guys, the older you get, you just can't remember stuff.
No, listen, I have those moments too, so don't worry about it.
I'm like, it was right there. So, and now it's gone. So I've taken my turn, I guess.
Bree?
I'm not gonna blame anybody. I'm gonna say I blame Steffi's knife, because Steffi's knife can take a seat for taking out like a daytime legend from off of our TV screen. So shout out to Steffi's knife, and they can take several seats.
I'm
Back in the butcher block.
gonna say Hope need to take a seat because she didn't want to leave Finn's office. It's like, girl, she come bouncing up in there. Oh, you still here? And he was already out the door, and she was still standing in there. It's like, girl, really? I mean, seriously. And I gotta give Finn to take a seat because you giving out people's test results while somebody's in your office. That's a HIPAA violation.
Yeah, that would irritate me as a patient.
I mean, Hope has no business knowing what your test results is at all. He could tell her to step outside. I gotta make a call. And then when I'm done, you can come back in. And then when I leave, you can leave out too. So. Alright, everybody take their seats?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, we probably got 1,000 of them in this comment section.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, good grief. Wait a minute. Okay, y'all see, because I'm going through a ton of comments.
Yeah. They were excited to put people in seats too.
I think something.
Wait, did they put any of us in any seats?
Lord.
Not yet.
Can y'all read, hey, can y'all read off a couple of those? I got to pick up something from my front door.
Let's see. Okay, V. Carter said Billy needs to take a seat. Shabritha Jennings says David Hall, not quite almost. Let's see. Dewan says Finn would have offended Sheila. Mary Hilburn, you said for Flip the Script, everyone moves out of the athletic club. Where are they going to go? David Hall says, I wish Danny would admit that Phyllis raises his flag every time she enters the room. I think she knows that. Aditha says, flip the script. Ashley needs to go and see a shrink and stop trying to compete with Audra. Facts. V. Carter, let's see, trying to catch all of the Billy, stay in your lane and mind your business. Take a seat on the couch. That was Ron Julian. Shabritha Jennings says, I love Brooke, but she gets on my nerves lately. Let's see. Ron Julian says, flip the script for bold. Is that a doppelganger lookalike Sugar and not Sheila getting unalive? Okay, I see what you're talking about. And Shabritha says, bold flip, Finn punches Ridgeless in the face after the crap he said about Sheila. I would have loved that.
Who punched who in the face?
Shabritha says for her flip, she wanted Finn to punch Ridgeless.
Okay.
In the face after the crap he said about Sheila.
Oh, wow.
I agree with that.
Oh, man. Listen, you remember how I said about handing the phone? Vicky Langer says Sheila should have handed Steffi a Snickers bar.
Oh. She's angry. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. Okay, where y'all at? Did y'all get through most of them?
I got through a few of them. I was gonna. I stopped at V Carter.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot in here.
Yeah, I was actually Deetha Lee flipped the script. Steffi starts being understanding towards her husband, Finn and Sheila, and then that's where I left off.
Redneck said two naughty corners for Steffi and Sheila. Ridge need to take a seat for railing at Finn about caring about his mother's death. Kay says Hope needs to take a seat for continuously bringing up that Steffi unalived her husband's mother. Shut up, Hope. V. Carter, take a seat. Ashley to sit herself into a seat of a therapist. Hope's dress need to take a seat. That's a Adita. How was her? Y'all liked her dress? Oh, that dress with the split. Okay.
They're showing too much thigh meat for somebody's husband.
Too much thigh meat. Black Pink Me says Y&R Chance need to sit on her lap. Bold said Hope can take a whole section of seats. V. Carter said take a seat, Billy, and focus on doing actual work. Redneck says Hope dress needs to take to the floor. Okay. Let's see. Hope's dress needs to drop to up. Guys, what's going on?
They're not filling her dress at all.
Yeah, Redneck.
They're not filling her dress, or are they saying Hope needs to undress?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. David Hall and Rednecks.
The dress needs to take a seat like the knife needs to take a seat.
Oh, okay.
Like the dress?
Because I didn't know if they mean that she needs to drop her dress or.
I had to read it like 4 times because.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I hope I didn't skip anybody. I think Bree and the ladies did catch a lot of you guys. I'm hoping I'm not missing anything.
As best as I could.
And it's a person who looks exactly like another person, a doppelganger. They're identical, but they're not related. They don't know each other. They see each other. And it's like you look just like yourself. We all have one, supposedly.
So just like Jack Abbott and Marco Anicelli.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was a doppelganger.
They said Finn take a seat for leaving Steffi to deal with the cops alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ron Julian says flip for bold is 2017 is brought back with Steffi being arrested for attempted unaliving and Sheila pressed charges. That's that scene where little Puke was like, she's got a gun. And then Steffi pulled out hers and shot Sheila. Yeah. Oh.
I pushed Liam to the side.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Forever be.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna end it right there. I kind of gave you guys a pretty much a look-see into some of the spoilers for next week, but stay tuned for the full spoiler videos over the weekend. Also, make sure on your way out to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks for anybody who has subscribed during this chat. And make sure you check us out on the other platforms, the Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and X, and the blog. So, and there's a lot of fun stuff over there. There's also a link in the bio that if you want to check out some of the memorabilia, so like Crimson Light cups, or Grand Phoenix mugs, or what else? There's a book created by that author who made a love story about Steffi and Bill. That book is also there, and everything is on Amazon. So if you want to check it out, you can shop safely and stuff over there. But that link is in the bio over on Instagram. So just wanted to put that out there. I know some of you have been going over there. I've been seeing the traffic. But just to kind of give you guys a heads up for those that do not know. So other than that, that's all we have for this week. We are now in March. I'm looking forward to spring. We got Bree's birthday coming up in 19 days. My birth.
I cannot believe that.
My birthday is next month in April, and then Keish is coming up in July. So the next 3 or 4 months is the birthday time for everybody here. So, well, hopefully I try to get some fun stuff in there. I've been doing a lot of other projects as well. So, all right. Did you guys have anything else?
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yes, yes, yes. And we gotta just stay tuned for the week of the 4th through the 8th. All right, until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.